Grand rising, grand biscuits, magic wand waving grand wizards. If you my man, 100 grand and a grand missing. I got 99 problems, what's the damn difference? Listen, on my unborn grandkids, you know a nigga grown when a band is a bandage and the band keeps playing when you on a Titanic and your home network can't handle the bandwidth life's a damn bitch. Still love her though, raw sex pulling off the rubber slow, rubber dub, that's a dry rub on the roast. Smells like burnt toast, you know I got a serious stroke. Periods broke like the levees. Flow on the mic kinda heavy. Got enough sauce for the spaghetti. Red hot chili pepper, order water under the bridge. I forgive niggas for wanting to live. I ain't mad at ya, I ain't the mad rapper. Just a mad dapper damn rather. Shimmy y'all like a capper. Somebody tell Boozy that I'm batter. Vanilla extract in a batter. I ain't playing patty cake. I mean, how many patty pies can daddy bake? Mad I gotta save a slice for Sally Mae. May the odds ever be forever in your favor. Forever and a whole day later. Day to day, day traders. Daylight come for slave labor. Labor Day, labor pains getting paid straight up. Grand Rising, Grand Canyon, grandfather clock, grandstanding. You lucky if you got grandparents. Shit is Operation Grand Clearance. It's clandestine. Magazine Glam Essence. 120 plan lessons from the ancestors. Fan blessings, hand-in-hand hand gestures, jam sessions, children asking damn questions, watching cartoons and wrestling. Grand Rising, Grand Central, Freemasons at the Grand Temple. All praises to the audacious, all-seeing eye, all patient. Call waiting for the hookup, cook up salt fish, just crooked how the poor get rewarded with more risk. Fried dumpling, daily bread, top of the morning, getting daily head. Taking diabetic daily meds, sugar-free jelly spread. Crown Jewel got a heavy head. You got a headache from the Reggie Reg. Grand Rise, 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 Grand Rise.
Good morning. This is your host, JahLogic, and this is the Morning Rant. And with me, I have my two co-hosts, VeeSmilez and Stephon. What's up, y'all?
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Echo,
sir. Yes,
echo.
sir. Oh, you know what? That's on me. No, that's on me. It should be done.
You do that every time I put these headphones in.
Nah, that was on me. When I play music, I use a certain setting, and that setting usually makes an echo. But you don't hear it anymore, right, V?
No, we're good.
Steph, it was me. So I don't know. All right, that's what's up. Let me go to these comments. Coffee and Duchess says #HempLord. So I'm assuming that's your other page or your new name for your page, HempLord. I'm not sure, but salute to you. Oh, I see what's going on. That's your Facebook page. Okay. And Mike from Boston says boxing gloves. Salute to Mike from Boston. Good morning. Sleazy Aki says home team. Salute, Sleazy. How you? Good morning, OG. And Miss Ravioli says good morning. She's waving at us and we're waving back. And all right, Hemp Lord says good morning. So all right, he checks in on Facebook and YouTube. That's what's up. We appreciate you, Hemp Lord. And hopefully we can get you up here on one of these shows. You know what I mean? I've been watching your channel. I've been seeing some of the things you do in regards to advocating for CBD and just cannabis culture in general. So, I like what you're doing. So hopefully we can work with you in the future. Virginia Sim says, peace. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. And you all will be happy to know that I'm sober this morning.
I was going to ask you, how long did it take for you to come down out the clouds?
It took a minute. It took me a little minute. And, that it was interesting while I lasted. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting while I lasted. And Hemp Lord says, bet. All right, salute, Hemp Lord. Check me, hit me on the IG, Jah_Logic, and let's get the networking. You know what I'm saying? Jah_Logic. And once again, I like what you're doing there with the advocating of the CBD and letting people know what it is. A lot of people don't really even know what it is. So They just think it's some type of like K2 or some shit like that, not knowing that it's just a male plant. So probably should have been what I was on the other day. And Sleazy Aki says them edibles are crazy. Facts. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you missed it, what was it? Wednesday. I was definitely going off some chocolate, medicated chocolate from the night before. And it made for an interesting show. And yeah, we'll get into it more later. But what's up with y'all?
Nigga, you was baked off chocolate?
Medicated chocolate, yes, sir. It's real tricky. You know what I'm saying?
It's not sweet and
yeah, basically. Like it's not, you don't really taste it in there. You know what I mean? You don't taste the medication, and next thing you know, you eat too much, and usually that's how I go.
You ate the whole thing?
I had like oh nah, you can't eat the whole thing. It'd be a wrap for you. But basically, like each square is probably like, I don't know, 5 milligrams. So technically, a whole dose is anywhere from 10 to 25. It depends who you getting your information from. So I probably ate like at least 20 milligrams worth. So I ate like 4 squares. And like Hemp Lord says, the chocolate increases the potency of the high. So that wasn't the move for me. You know what I mean? Even though 20 milligrams is kind of like a dose, you know what I'm saying? In any other edible, like honey or something like that. But with that chocolate, for some reason, that shit, the way it breaks down in your body is something different. You know what I'm saying? So, but you see, you don't know nothing about that stuff. You sit here frauding and shit, like, you know.
I only know research, man. I only know research, not from firsthand experience. I don't do drugs.
Good man. And let's see. We got some more comments coming in. Aki Better says, JahLogic is an OG Paru gang member. So, salute to my Paru homies, but that's not me, homie. And Mike from Boston says, man, I ate too much edibles one time, and it was the worst experience of my life. Yeah, but Mike from Boston, you're in Massachusetts, where you can actually go and get the edibles recreational.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can actually go into the dispensaries in Massachusetts, and you don't have to have a medical card or anything like that. Just as long as you're of age. So I would imagine you did come across some powerful edibles, and if you ever want to talk about it on the show, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, Wednesday I was definitely gone. And I want to thank my team for holding me down. That was Steph and V. Y'all helped me down that day.
It was a great show. I mean, like it's still, I mean, I don't think anyone missed the beat, honestly. Sometimes it depends on, I always say it depends on who the person is that is taking whatever they're taking. That's going to enhance who you are. Because a lot of people say, like, when people smoke weed or they take CBD or something like that, they attribute them to being lazy and shit like that. I feel like that already goes for lazy niggas. Like, lazy niggas gonna be lazy niggas anyway. So if you're a productive person and you're getting things done and you're always accomplishing things, you're still gonna be that very same person on drugs, I feel like. So
that's what's up. I accept that. And I think Currency is a good example of that. I listen to a lot of Currency, and he talks about staying busy even though he's high.
I met Currency when I was in Providence. He performed at what is it called? The Love Heartbreak Hotel, something like that. I can't remember the name, but Currency's nice. I'll just say that.
The hospital getting a shout out this morning. Okay. All right.
And Aki Better says, laugh out loud is all love, job, my nigga. Salute to you, man. Aki Better, real home team, real OG union rep. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see you in the chat, even when we was low on numbers. Not that we super high now, but I do appreciate you. I know it's all love. Salute to you. And Mike from Boston says, yeah, I tripped for like 15 hours. I ate way too much. Yeah. I should have learned my lesson living in California. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you do something expecting a different outcome. I think since I knew my tolerance, I thought I can handle the 20 milligrams. And that shit had me high, like you said, 15 hours later, because I was high the next morning.
Damn.
Right? I ate that shit the night before. You know what I mean? Virginia Sim says chocolate also suppresses the potency and presence of THC. So maybe it suppresses it until it breaks down in your body. But I just know I was fucked up off 20 milligrams. And when I was in Cali, 20 would have been just like smoking a split for me. You know what I mean? But it was, I don't know what it was about these particular 20 milligrams in this chocolate, but it was something crazy. And Virginia Slim says, Smilez just admitted currency smash. So,
oh God!
I
didn't make that obvious. I did not make that obvious. I was in college. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I don't think to that, but maybe you read between the lines. I don't know.
Is that what happened? Because I didn't read that either.
I mean, I didn't think I was giving that off. I really didn't think I was, you know.
And Redemption says salute. And she also says 20 milligrams had you like that. Exactly. That's my point. So either they were lying about the actual the milligrams of dosage on the chocolate. You know what I mean? Either they were lying about it or or you know, it's something about the way they put it in the chocolate. But I know, like, when I used to make edibles in California, and then I would like sell them or get them off at the dispensaries, they would make you get it tested, right? But the thing about getting it tested is you only testing like one sample of your product. So that information that you get from that one sample, you can pretty much put on all your products for the next couple of months. So I don't know if they mislabeled it. You know what I mean? Maybe I read the shit wrong. I don't know. Maybe it was 20 milligrams per square and I ate, you know, fucking 80 milligrams. But all I know is I had 4 squares and that shit had me high the next morning. That's all I know. So anyway, Sleazy Aki says the shit don't be what the package say. People cook different and it's just packaging them. Well, that's
I was just about to say, Jah here trusting drug dealers. That's crazy.
I went to the dispensary. I don't just get shit off the street though. I gotta know too much about the back, you know, story of it. You know what I'm saying? But Mr. Ravioli says, Steph, I also don't do drugs. I made an inquiry to my therapist. My therapist says weed slows folks down. Sometimes you gotta slow down. You know what I mean? And Ish says, salute, fam. Salute, Ish. That's my big bro right there. Salute, Chico, in the building. And Mike from Boston says, I'm actually out in California now, just south of Los Angeles. It's easy to find dispensaries out here. It's easy to find them in Boston now, too. You know what I mean? So, but yo, since you're in LA, be safe. You know what I mean? I know the fires is crazy in California right now in general. And air quality is shit. And Virginia Slim says, peace to the chat. Yep, salute to the chat. It says 20 milligrams is good enough to get me there. And Redemption says perhaps missing a 200 milligrams. That's another possibility. I threw the package out, so I wouldn't know. Aki Bella says I've been up in here since day one. Love to see a nigga come from the mud. Y'all gonna be on the top. Keep working. Salute. I accept that. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. And Hemp Lord says sometimes. Yep. And Hemp Lord says sometimes you gotta slow down. That's a fact. So that's, you know, that shit slowed me all the way the fuck down. But as V says, we didn't miss a beat. You know what I mean? So that's good to know. And I didn't watch the whole episode again like I usually do. You know what I mean? I was just, you know, coming down off of that, and then I got busy. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go to, before I go to the stories that we have lined up for us, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go to the stories that you guys sent, because I still have like a gang of stories we never got to. And so I'm gonna go to the stories you sent first. And I believe V sent this one, something about a woman hurling a bottle.
Yes. Oh my God. She is not a nigga bitch. And I just want to salute this lady that's in this video. We can watch it. It's not that long. It's something that happened in New York City while a black lady was jogging. She encountered a vicious Karen. And I think she, you know, she handled it better than I would have, honestly. And I think that because she handled it this way, she was able to now be the victim. She's completely innocent in this instance. And I think that, you know, Black people need to start being aware of how they handle situations. And I think that this lady did a decent job, a better job than I would have. And that's why Eyewitness News is now willing to tell her story and give her the benefit of doubt of being a victim, you know, so.
All right. I'm gonna go to these comments really quick before we play the video, because I don't want to read them after the video. Brooklyn Hodger says, good morning, my peoples. Is this Black Friday? This is somewhat of a Black Friday. We don't have Muhammad extra calling and checking. Maybe I'll send him the link and let them pull up. But
the blackest show ever.
Yeah, this is like a Black Friday though. It's a it's gonna be a fuck the police Friday. How about that? Fuck the police Friday. All the police except for the ones that listen to this show. If you listen to this show, you're good. You're one of the good ones.
No, they ain't. They listen so they can infiltrate. Pay attention.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Let me not go there. Anyway, Virginia Sim says, "Yo, you read the comments way better when you were faded." Laugh out loud. Because I slowed down. I was slowed all the way the fuck down. You know what I mean? I wasn't skimming over the shit. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why. Aki Better says, "I wake up high and tune in, so I'll be litty." That's what's up. I can't wake up high for smoking though. It would have to be an edible. If I'm gonna wake up high, it would have to be from an edible. But smoking, I'm done. Once I take my nap, I'm wake up. I'm good. So. Keenan Khan says, "I want to smoke so bad, but I'm trying to get this job at the nuclear plant, and they don't play." All right.
I had to quit smoking for those very same reasons.
All
Not
right.
the nuclear plant, but I get you.
So this is the thing, though. I don't know if the nuclear plant takes hair or blood, but if it's just piss, there's things for that. So, of course, you heard, you can dilute your shit, or you can take this pill or that pill. One thing that I know that works from not only personal experience, but from a lot of friends of mine who work at the airport and, other places where they take piss. There's an actual synthetic urine out there that you can buy with actual real urethra in it. So I have a couple in the stash. I might pull it out for you before the show is done so you can actually see the name. So I'll just throw that out to you. Not the,
I'm gonna need that logic. I'm gonna need that.
I got you. At the same time, it's better safe than sorry, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it works. That's all I can tell you. It works. Lord
can I please give this brother some little bit of advice? If you're gonna be working at the nuclear plant, you shouldn't be doing drugs. Nigga, it's a nuclear plant. Quit playing, man. You got a real job with real responsibility. Stop playing with people's life, man. Get off them drugs, man.
I mean, if you're gonna risk his life, he should be able to smoke a blunt when he get home. That's my take on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna be out here in these streets.
Lovell says, "I'm late. What's up?" You didn't miss nothing. It's a fuck the police Friday, apparently. And Redemption says, "Right, Jah." And then she says, "Jah has it on deck." I do. You never know where somebody's gonna be offering you obscene amount of money to do work at a day job, and if that's the case, I will take that bread. Fuck out, that shit is on deck. Mike from Boston says, "Yeah, I can vouch for the synthetic. I passed a lab test with that shit. Exactly, the synthetic urine works." Miss Ravioli says, "I'm looking into writing a bill where folks have to pee in front of a person."
Oh no, that's too invasive.
Now, why would you want to do that, Miss Ravioli?
Right.
Why would you want to encourage people to be violating people's space like that?
It's bad enough we got to do these goddamn tests. It's bad enough.
Not to mention, there's shit for that too. You know what I'm saying? There's shit for that too. There's people. You can buy like a fake dick to pee out of. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, that's nice.
And if you're a woman, you all you gotta do is use that belt, and
Yep, and then
and that's it. So. I don't think that's going to be the answer, but why would you want to do that, Miss Ravioli? That's crazy. Like, why would you want people to pee in front of people? Like, Virginia Sim says, "Yeah, they do that shit in the military." I think you're talking about actually having to be in front of someone. So it depends what kind of job you have. I have a friend that's a CEO. They got to pee in front of people. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing like most of these other jobs out here, you're good. And Miss Ravioli says, # no more urine manipulation. And Keenan says the Wizinator. Yeah, I think that's the joint where you can have the fake joint to pee out of or whatever. I didn't have to go that far, you know what I'm saying? But when I did use it, but yeah. And they're going in. So there you go. So in the comments, Keenan, there's all types of Keenan, you're the one who acts, so you know about the Wizinator, but it's about what you put in there. But Lord Vell says water pills work. Miss Ravioli says you pee in a container and strip naked. Oh God, why? Why would you want someone to have to strip naked and embarrass themselves for a fucking job?
It ain't that serious.
It's never that serious. And Redemption says, "Wow," and she's laughing. All right, so we're gonna get to the story. The comments are going crazy. We're going to get to this story. And like V said, it's a short video. It's only 2 minutes and some change. And we're going to see what happened.
The only thing that was the issue was, you know, the color of my skin, the way I was born. I can't help that.
An exclusive interview tonight with a victim of an alleged hate crime. A woman had a glass bottle and racial slurs hurled at her as she jogged in Queens. And good evening, everyone, at 6 o'clock. I'm Bill Ritter.
And I'm Liz Joe. We're going to begin with a disturbing attack. The NYPD Hate Crimes Unit is now investigating, and police tonight are searching for that woman who threw the bottle.
The attack on the black jogger caught on camera, and tonight the victim speaking to Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richard.
She was so loud and aggressive.
This woman who threw a glass bottle at Tiffany while she was jogging and then spewed a racial slur.
She did call me the N-word, and I mean, I'm not an N-word. None of us are. But the reality is that this woman felt that she needed me to be that. And I would just say that she should look into herself as to why.
The attack unfolded here at 53rd Place and Broadway in Queens. Police are now looking for that woman. The NYPD Hate Crimes Task Force investigating. In this exclusive interview, Tiffany tells me even after the camera stopped rolling, the suspect was relentless.
She followed me up the block and was screaming, "Get out of here, go back to Africa, N-word."
People tried to shoo the suspect away. Tiffany was afraid things would escalate.
When you have adrenaline going, the first thing for me was just to get out of the situation.
At the time, Tiffany had no idea someone was recording it all. It happened August 17th. The 37-year-old spotted it on social media a couple of days ago and went to police knowing she had proof. Tiffany tells me this is a soul-searching process for the suspect, who has a lot of work to do on herself.
Her issues, whatever her actions were, like, are a reflection on her. It's not my problem, it's her problem.
Since the incident, Tiffany has not been back to that neighborhood, but has received tremendous support from friends, family, and coworkers, and groups like Black Girls Run. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, V, I'll let you start. You seem to be impressed with her poise.
I love how this lady handled herself. I just think that it was amazing. Now, I still say that she's a better person than me because I would have picked that bottle up and threw it right back at the white bitch. But I think that because she didn't retaliate in an aggressive manner, this is why Eyewitness News was able to reach out to her and still able to, you know, do her story. When it comes to news outlets and, you know, the media and all these other places now, like, they are quick to try to penalize a Black person, even if the Black person is only defending themselves. They're quick to just say, "Oh, yep, this is a nigga bitch." Like, and you know, and also if that girl would have retaliated against that white girl, they would have tried to even spin it as to where the Black girl had started it. Like, there would have been some type of justification for this girl getting thrown at a bottle at this girl having a bottle thrown at her. And the fact that this Black girl handled that situation like that, that completely eliminated any fault against her in any way, shape, or form. She was the sole victim of this situation, which is why this worked out. Like, this obviously this lady has mental issues. Obviously this white lady is fucking batshit crazy. Like, she got away from the situation. She's like, you know, she knows that niggas are being killed out here, and, you know, white people doing crazy shit. You know, she's probably like, you know what, let me get the fuck away from this lady. This lady's fucking crazy. Like, and I'm glad that she did. It's not a matter of, you know, proving she could beat her ass, because it's obvious. This lady's out here jogging, that her body looks good. Like, this lady, and she's twice her age. Like, come on. Obviously, she could possibly beat her ass. But that it's not about that. It's about her being able to go home. It's about her being able to see another day. It's about her not going to jail. Because had she fought this white lady and then an officer would have came, who would have went to prison? So I love how this lady handled it. I'm glad that she walked away with her life and her freedom, and she was able to live and tell the story from the victim's perspective, as she should be.
Steph, did you see the video?
Yeah, I seen it.
What's your thoughts?
I hear what you're saying, V. But on God, fuck all that. Fuck all that. Fuck all that being a bigger person. Fuck all that handling shit with class. Fuck all that, man. Like I'm just at the point where I'm like I'm sick of the shit. Nah, you got to handle them how they handling you. I'm at a point in my life when you can't talk to me crazy. You can't. I don't care who you is. You can't talk to me crazy. I ain't gonna disrespect you. You feel me? So I mean, she dealt with it how she felt to deal. She felt like she had to deal with it. But that nah, that ain't it. I mean, I'm not knocking her or trying to put this sister down. You know what I'm saying? Cause she classy. That just ain't how I'm. That's just I ain't doing that.
Like I said, she's better than me because at the very least, I would have picked up the bottle, threw it at her, and then I would have kept running. That would have been me, honestly. But I do respect how she handled this because she probably knows what type of climate that we're in.
Yeah,
all right.
sure.
Well, I'm gonna say that to each his own. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't know how we would respond in these situations. We like to feel we do. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in a situation, that will determine exactly what will happen. And hopefully none of us will have to go through anything like this. Obviously the lady probably did have some mental issues. A lot of racism is built on mental issues in a sense, but at the same time, like I don't know, like I wouldn't have not said she wasn't a nigga, but I wouldn't have been like, oh, she did it right if she handled it anyway. I think, you can't tell someone how to respond. So if she would have picked up the bottle and bust upside the head, it would have been what it was. You know what I'm saying? If she decided to go the high road, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get at her either way. Say that was her scenario to deal with. She the one that got to sleep at night knowing how she handled it. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully she can sleep well knowing that she did, I guess the quote unquote right thing. But hopefully it doesn't haunt her. You know what I mean? That she didn't slap her back or whatever, because it don't look like they're finding this lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course not.
Because first of all, they put us in the system for dumb shit like smoking weed in the street, right? Not, you know what I mean? So it's easier to find us because we're always in the system for some dumb shit that we shouldn't be in the system for from when we were younger or whatever. And this lady, obviously, she's probably, the odds are, I'm not gonna say obviously, but the odds are she's not in the system. So they're not gonna find her fingerprints on the bottle. They're not gonna match her face to any files, any pictures they got on file. You know what I mean? So unless that lady's is acting crazy in that neighborhood on a more consistent basis, she's gonna get away with this shit. But let me go ahead.
I was about to say, nah, bro. They wouldn't do no fingerprinting on nothing this low level. It gotta actually be something big for them to actually try to figure out the crime. They rarely bring out the fingerprint unless it's a murder or something involved. They're not bringing out the fingerprint, dog.
Point, but I think they would, if it was an old lady who got a black young dude or a black young lady who threw a bottle at her, they'd pull all the stops. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. If you say if it was a black young dude raped somebody, yeah, they'll pull out the stops, but not just through a bottle. Did it hit her?
The bottle hit her in the leg. I don't know if it broke. And then I think they would have showed us if she had cuts and all that. So I don't think
it looked like it barely touched her, to be quite honest. I think the lady was more the lady probably, I think she was more baffled at like how aggressive the lady was as far as words were concerned and following her down the block and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, so I'm going to Sneezy Aggie says, yo, V, would she have been a nigga bitch if she beat her ass?
Yeah. Because then you can't play the victim card. Then when the police show up, guess who's going to jail?
But that makes her a nigga bitch? I don't understand.
Yeah, you a nigga bitch because now you sit in jail. Now this white lady get a chance to walk free. Don't act, people got to act like y'all know what the system is. Y'all know this shit is unjust. Y'all know this shit is unfair. Be on the better side of the situation. So you're going to be outright fuck the bitch up because you and your feelings. And then what? Now you sitting in jail. Now you got fingerprints. Now you got charges. And this white lady who threw this bottle at you is at home watching whatever, like watching The Price is Right.
So let white people do what the fuck they want to you. Got it.
Nah, that's not it either.
I got it.
Not if it's life threatening. That's not life threatening.
No,
Obviously, if somebody's pulling out a gun.
No. What niggas need to do is learn how to beat a motherfucker ass and get ghosts. Like you don't just stay over the ass. You don't just stay on that. Niggas don't know when to leave the ass whooping. Niggas stay on the ass whooping too long. They want to beat the nigga into a pulp to motherfucking the seizure and shit. No, just beat their ass. Whoop whoop. Get up out of there.
Well, see, like I said, for me, I would have threw the bottle back and I would have kept running. That is what I said I would do. I know how to not be involved and to get arrested, but nigga bitches on the street don't, because nigga bitches would have just beat her ass. They would have kept beating her ass. Police would have been called while she was beating her ass, and then guess who the police is taking to jail? The nigga bitch, because she went overboard.
I don't think, once again, you could tell people how to respond, even though I get your point. You know what I'm saying? I get your point of, you know what I mean? I get the point of knowing where you at, knowing the time you in, and picking your battles, you know, wisely, or, you know, as Keenan said in the comments later on. But at the same time, if she would have decided to go the other way, I wouldn't have faulted her. You know what I'm saying? If she would have picked up the bottle and broke it on her head, whatever, or slapped her, whatever, or beat her up, it is what it is. You can't tell people how to respond. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to call her a nigga bitch if she would have responded that way. But you got your answer, Steezy. According to V, she would have called her that. And Lorville in the league says, now if you throw a bottle at me, I'll throw a punch right back at you, at your eye for an eye.
That's Bible.
That ain't fair. Come on, you gotta throw the bottle back. That's the only fair way. You gotta throw the bottle back and call him a cracker.
I mean, he could be sparing him because the bottle could break and it could cut something. You know what I'm saying? So maybe a punch is him being lighthearted. You know what I mean? Mike from Boston says, yep, the Wizinator worked like a charm. Okay. And Jason King says, grandma would have gotten drop kicked. It says her husband probably left her for a sister. Yeah, we didn't think about that. And it could have been his nursing aide. She could have walked in when fucking with the nurse's aide. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them nurses aide be selling pussy allegedly. You know
yeah.
Brooklyn Honcho said,
hey, if it's for sale, it could be purchased. That's all that is. No big deal.
Brooklyn Honcho said, like, I'm not an N-word. He's quoting homegirl when she said, like, I'm not an N-word. That white lady has more niggish than that Lisa Turtle ass Valley girl. And depending on the part of Queens that I was in, it definitely didn't seem like a quote unquote black neighborhood. You know what I mean? So
that's over there. They got mansions over there. That's Woodside. That's fucking going into like almost Long Island. That's like Hyde Park ish. Ain't nothing but mansions over there. Ain't no niggas over there. And I'm over there all the time, and ain't nobody throw a bottle at me.
Yeah,
Yet.
You wasn't out there talking like you lived there. You can work in their neighborhood, but living there is another thing. You know
yeah, because I be picking that same grandma. I picked up plenty of bitches that look just like that.
There you go. Jason King says, yeah, did she have a body? Wait, what he said? Yeah, she did have a body look caked up. She looked caked up. Okay.
She looked good. Like she looked like she could put it. It wasn't a whole lot of cake on her.
Caked
but
up
she,
and caked out.
She could have put a hurting on that girl.
All right, Brooklyn Hodges says,
call them yams.
I didn't see no yams, man. She was in shape, but I didn't see no yams. But maybe I need to look again. Brooklyn Hodges says it may have been a setup, and she may just avoided a bigger situation, maybe a stabbing, a shooting, a kidnapping, etc. That's a good point, because one of the things I want to bring up was, why the fuck was they filming already? Like,
yeah,
that was real weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Why was the whole situation already on camera? You know?
I wasn't the only one thinking that either. Okay, cool.
And she said it happened in August, and it took like she said she's seen the video circulating on the internet, which is why she ended up, when she found the video, the black girl, she found the video, and then she ended up reporting it to the police. But you know, at first, for a couple of weeks, you know, she just left it as is, you know.
So basically, they probably was doing some old fake prank type shit. They probably was getting her to do shit like that to other people, and there probably other people who never reported it. That's interesting. And Keenan Khan says, pick your battles wisely. Nothing good will come from beating that old lady ass. All right, good point. Miss Ravioli says, nah, you gotta throw the bottle back. According to the experts, Miss Ravioli is requesting the CSI unit. May I speak with your superior, please? And Kid Murray says, in some states, that is assault. That's true. Lord Vanna League says, agree, Steph. Give some punches, then get light. Or Brooklyn Honcho says, Steph, niggas want to beat you down to a pulp. He quoted Steph with that line, and which we know is true. You know what I'm saying? Once people win in that fight, they don't seem to stop. Once they won, they want to keep going. And Redemption is laughing at Ish, and Chico is laughing as well. And yeah, so that's it for that story. Vanessa thinks she handled it right. I think that there's no right or wrong way of handling that situation outside of murder. I think murder might have been a little too extreme. But she threw the bottle back at her. Hey, if she didn't, she decided to tell, hey, you know what I mean? It's her who went through it, so we can't tell her what to do. And Keenan Collins, your comment didn't come through the program yet, but I'm going to read it anyway so I can move on. It says, facts. When I saw it on WorldStar, I thought it was staged. So, yeah, that's because who the fuck was filming this shit already? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is ridiculous. So with all that being said, we never got a chance to really speak about the fires. And I just want to say, California is one of my second homes. And I definitely feel bad for people who have to deal with the wildfire out there on the West Coast right now. If you're out on the West Coast, definitely I hope you got the right mask and, you find a way of protecting yourself. I know at first when this story hit the news, I wasn't taking it too serious because when I was in California, there were a lot of fires. And, sometimes it would pollute the air. Sometimes it would just be, hours away from me and it didn't do anything. But I thought the news might be overplaying it. But now speaking to my people in California, they're like, nah, the air quality is fucked up everywhere. And it's a bad scenario right now. So if you're in California, you know what I mean? My prayers and thoughts go out to you. This is the worst time, especially during this corona bullshit, to be stuck in the house for more than one reason. For air quality to be bad, that's horrible. And I did want to say something about it on the show since we have a show, right? And with that being said, I do have a theory on to why these California fires keep happening. And I'm going to say it because we do have the platform to say so. And I'm going to use this article as somewhat of an opening to my theory. And this article comes from KGW.com, KGW8 News. And they say, man arrested for starting at least 7 bushfires along I-205. And it was a man by the name of Domingo Lopez Jr. was arrested Sunday afternoon for allegedly starting one fire. He was released and arrested again hours later after police said he started 6 more. And this was in Portland, Oregon. And they go on to say a man arrested Sunday afternoon for allegedly starting a small bushfire along the interstate. 205 was arrested again hours after he was released from jail and allegedly started 6 more small fires. Portland police say Domingo Lopez Jr. is 45 years old. He was cited with 7 counts of reckless burning. The police said other charges may follow after his arrest the second time at 3:37 a.m. Monday. He was taken to the hospital for a mental health evaluation. And that's been my theory since I lived in California. When I lived in California, I used to see a lot of these white, or let's just say European American, mostly males, but women too. They would wear the same type of clothes. It looked like they would go shopping in the same closet. You know what I mean? And they will all have these signs with them. The signs were always like, you could tell they had some type of background in art. You know what I mean? And they will all look the same. And it doesn't matter where in California you were. You're North California, South California, SoCal, North California. It doesn't matter where you're at. In the middle, these people used to travel the coast. Like fucking, they used to travel the coast, and they all looked like they all came out of the same home, even though they were supposed to be homeless. Because like I said, it looked like they shopped out of the same closet. and they traveled the coast like nomads. You know what I mean? A lot of them were like people we would look at as what do you call it? Anarchists.
So like people who live off the grid and stuff.
Kind of, but what would you call those people? Let me see.
Anarchists?
Yeah, anarchists. Schoolboy, what's good, bro?
What's happening, y'all?
I'm chilling, man. We would call them. Morning. We would call them anarchists. The white boy.
Yeah, anarchists.
What's going on?
Yeah,
anarchists.
Yeah, so they would look like anarchists. You know what I'm saying? They would look like homeless anarchists, and they'll be up and down the coast, and they will travel the coast. They don't need a car to travel. They'll find their way up and down this coast, and like I said, they were, you could tell they believe in anarchy from the badges they put on their shirts and shit like that. And with that being said, I always suspected it was those types that would start these California wildfires. So of course it gets hot out there. We went through some heat waves recently, but I really think it's those types taking advantage of the climate and setting fires. And I think they need to be investigated. And that's my point. On that. So Schoolboy, it's good to have you back. I know you was on vacation for a week, and then this week, you said your allergies were fucking with you. You know what I mean?
Yo, somebody I'm close to thought they had COVID. Like they literally was like, yo, I did all the surveys and shit, and I checked a lot of the markers, and I got COVID. And so they were like, yeah, I gotta quarantine myself. And of course, since I'm fucking with this fool last week, I gotta take the shit too. Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I got it back. And as you can see, I look like I just woke up because I just got back in town, 5 hours ago. So
I thought you got back in town.
Yeah, no. I just came back into Virginia literally this morning, early this morning.
Oh wow. All right, so Lord Vel says, what up, Schoolboy? And Redemption says, allergies, that's COVID.
Nah, yeah, we thought the same thing, man. We thought the same thing.
Creative forbid. But you know, are you gonna take the test?
Yeah, I took the test and it came back negative.
Oh, all right, that's what's up. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
All right, Redemption says, seriously, I hope you feel better, Schoolboy.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, we was gonna have to put up a GoFundMe for you or something.
A fucking missing poster. God damn, it's been like I haven't been here so long, man. My bad. I was my head. I was head. We call it neck deep in it in Atlanta. You know, so it is what it is.
Well, I hope you have fun. You know what I'm saying? I seen you was on some like vacation type time. You know what I'm saying? You was at the
pool. Yeah, so man.
I mean, all work, no play, right? So you need to have fun as well. And speaking of COVID, we're gonna go into one of our COVID updates. I know y'all don't like the COVID updates, but we're gonna have to go into it. We're gonna have to try to be responsible and you know, read the news. That's what we do here when we're not fucking off. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, let me just pull this up, send it to the wrong page really quick. Here we go. So Dr. Fauci, all right, and this comes to us from Vlad TV. And Steph, if you can hear me, your devices say you're not connected, but you're still in the backstage area. So maybe hop out and hop back in. But this video comes to us from Vlad TV via MSNBC. And the article goes on to say that Fauci is saying that things won't be back to normal until the end of 2021. So we're going to play the video here from his hear the words from his mouth ourselves. Even though this guy is getting less and less more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to trust him. It's hard to, take this guy serious because these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. However, we're gonna watch the video and see what he's talking about and analyze it for ourselves. It's a short video. It's only about a minute and some change. So let's get into it. After this commercial, of course, stops violating us.
Something you said Thursday. You said it was time to hunker down because the fall and the winter is, quote, not going to be easy. The president says we've rounded the final turn. How do you square those two messages?
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with that because if you look at the thing that you just mentioned, the statistics, Andrea, they're disturbing. You know, we're plateauing at around 40,000 cases a day, and the deaths are around 1,000. As we enter, and you know, we turn the corner after the Labor Day weekend, I'm hoping that we do not see a surge in cases as we've seen following the 4th of July and Memorial Day. But when you have a baseline of infections that are 40,000 per day, and you have threats of increased test positivity in certain regions of the country, such as the Dakotas and Montana and places like that, what we don't want to see is going into the fall season when people will be spending more time indoors, and that's not good for a respiratory-borne virus. You don't want to start off already with a baseline that's so high. So the thing that we've all been talking about, I've been stressing this over the last few weeks to a month or more, to try as best as possible to get that level down so that when you go into a more precarious situation like the fall and the winter, you won't have a situation where you really are at a disadvantage right from the very beginning.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSN.
All right, so there you have it. You know what I mean? He says shit is getting crazy. What's your thoughts before we get into the next Handle story? Comments, Handle story. I'll start with you, Schoolboy.
Yeah, I think people were being really optimistic to think that we'd be done with this anytime before, 2 years are over. We've had conversations offline, etc. It's going to take a while before everything gets back to normal, because the new normal is definitely going to be don't cough on me because I might have to kill you.
Yo, V, your mic is on Teddy Riley.
No, I completely agree with them. I think that it is going to take them a while for them to, I guess, get everything together. But there's also going to be a rebellious aspect to this too, where, there's going to be a lot of people who's just going to say, screw what everybody's saying, and the new normal might come before the end of 2021. People might just be wanting to leave this situation in this year, because a lot of people keep saying next year. Come January 1st, people might just be like, I'm not wearing a mask. What happens when the people decide to take over their own lives? Like that's going to be something that is going to be interesting to see if it actually does happen. But yeah, I mean, I have my own logic as to this whole COVID thing that's happening. I really think it's just the flu. I really think that, it's being exaggerated. I think that they did kill off a lot of people so they could try to prove their points and increase their numbers. So, it is what it is. Maybe the government would be exposed for what they did with this whole entire COVID situation. We may find that out a couple of years from now.
Listen. I think if we leave it up to the people, we're going to die. You know what I mean? I'm not saying at least leave it up to the government, but we need to, this is one of those times where we do need leaders. We need a couple of leaders who know what the fuck they talking about, who can lead us into a year where we don't have to deal with this bullshit. But I think people are already moving like the shit don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Which is why we're about to go into the winter with the cases up.
But that's the thing. Like they're talking about, we're going to go to the fall where cases are going to increase. The fall is the season where people get sick anyways. This is always the season where people catch colds and people catch the flu. Like this happens already. So to say that, cases are going to be up, that's just like, what would be the difference between this year and any other previous years where people caught the flu or people caught a cold?
Because if they catch this along with one of those things.
People die from the flu too?
That's true. I haven't met anybody who died from the flu.
Me neither.
But I know people who have close ones who died from corona. And I know people who work in the medical field who watch whole families except for one person die from corona. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not prone to say it's not real. You know what I mean? But let's go to these comments. And so Redemption says she hopes you feel better, Schoolboy. Brooklyn Hunter says that was a sketchy negative from Schoolboy. He made that seem like it was an STD test.
Oh, it's hard to talk about. I always forget if it's a negative or positive. That means I don't have the shit. So I actually was talking to people about it, and I was like, "Yeah, it was positive." It was like, "What positive?" I was like, yeah, I mean, a negative. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, y'all, man. It's hard for me to keep up with all this shit, man. Seriously. I don't have the shit. Whatever that means, that's what I got. The fuck?
All right. I don't know if Miss Ravio is getting at you on this comment, but I'm going to read it.
Oh,
She
yeah, I
goes,
know. Yeah, good.
she says, Schoolboy, you were here in ATL when ATL had hella visitors. Gay Pride Week. Increased visitors equal increased immune boosting tactics. I don't know. I
Miss
don't know.
Ravioli, I'm disappointed in you for taking that for taking that route there, okay? Very
I think
disappointed.
she was concerned. I think she felt that you should have been taking your echinacea and boosting your immune boosting vitamins.
Hey man, I was at my strategy was herd immunity. So I was doing a lot of stuff to boost my immune system.
Like what? Like what? What type of stuff?
That's classified at this point.
I don't think you want to say that.
Listen, man.
All right. All right. I'm gonna leave it alone. Lovell says Schoolboy was on vacation from his baby mama. Tell the truth, Schoolboy. Were you on vacation from your baby mother?
Listen, my co-partner is an incredible person, and I wish her the well.
Good answer. Good answer. Lord Vanelli says, nah, the whites are fighting against staying in the house or wearing a mask. This pandemic will be here until 2025. And that's the shit I'm talking about, man. And I don't think it's just the whites, though. You know what I'm saying? It's us, too. You know what I mean? We don't give a fuck about this shit. Our people don't give a fuck about this. They traveling. They taking $25 plane tickets to Vegas. They taking pictures of that shit like they did something. You know what I'm saying? Vegas was trash before COVID. Now niggas want to take pictures for social media in Vegas, my nigga. From $25 tickets, this shit is ridiculous, man. Nobody's taking this shit serious. Anyway, Virginia Sims says Schoolboy had to serve a small bid for missed child support payments.
Yeah. No, I actually a major part of the reason that I had to go to Atlanta was for some legal documentation I could not get unless I was actually there in the courthouse. So got it all together.
You're not proving them wrong. You're not proving them wrong when you say that, but it's all good. Kim Murray says essential workers getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Evil villain laugh. I mean, hopefully they paying them that essential worker pay. You know what I'm saying, Kim Murray? Hopefully they getting that essential worker pay. Redemption says, damn, shots fired. It's just laughing. I hear a little echo. Let me see something. Mic check, mic check. I think the faint echo is from your headset, Schoolboy. So if I have you on mute, just know that that's the only reason why. So speaking of pandemic, before we get into these slew of police stories we have, let's talk about what they're doing in politics mid-pandemic. And some dude by the name of Pompeo bring back Madison dinners mid-pandemic. Dinners were being investigated by congressional Democrats are resuming this week. And this comes to us from NBC News. And this is a bunch of maskless political, I guess people who are involved in politics. I was going to disrespect them, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And as you can see, there's no social distancing going on. There's no mask. Nobody even has the mask close to them in their chin, in their hand, on their wrist. None of that shit. And they don't fuck with it. Just like Lorville said, they don't believe in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read some of the actual article, and it says Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, is quietly relaunching his extravagant taxpayer-funded Madison dinners during the coronavirus pandemic, even as Congress scrutinizes his use of government resources to entertain CEOs, big dollar Republican donors, and television anchors. And they go on to say Pompeo's Madison dinners, which an NBC News investigation revealed in May had been on pause since March when the country shut down began because of the coronavirus. But now they're back with a dinner schedule for Monday and at least 3 others on the calendar in September and October, 2 U.S. officials said. So they have a little video. If they leave more to be desired, I'll read more, but we'll just watch the short video.
On Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's lavish taxpayer-funded so-called Madison dinners, and those were happening really until the pandemic ramped up. You have new reporting that those are going to be happening once again?
That's right. They were shut.
What happened?
Looks like we lost Logic. Yeah.
It seems kind of crazy though. Oh my god, what was that?
But
yeah,
we were talking about Mike Pompeo. There we go. So Logic's back. I'm not sure if you can hear us, Logic.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay, cool. I was about to say Mike Pompeo. If I'm not mistaken, he's a former CIA director as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is his position now?
He is the Secretary of State. So he is the chief diplomat in the country.
Wow.
During coronavirus, and then after we broke the news about them, 2.
My bad. So I'm gonna play where it stopped. I think the government was hating on me. So let's see what happens.
That's right. They were shut down during coronavirus. And then after we broke the news about them, 2 congressional committees launched inquiries into them. They haven't resumed since then. But now, despite the fact that we're in the middle of this pandemic, Pompeo is resuming these dinners, with the first one scheduled to take place tomorrow. And instead of holding it at the State Department, he actually sought to hold tomorrow's dinner at Blair House, the presidential guest house, just a few steps from where I am here at the White House. Officials telling me they only moved that dinner back to the State Department because it turned out that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was going to be staying at Blair House.
I can already hear people invoking the Hatch Act. Josh Letterman, thank you so very much.
All right, so what were you saying about this man? Schoolboy? Yep, your mic is on Teddy Riley, Schoolboy.
All right, so
there you go.
A few things with this one, right? So he's the former director of the CIA, and I want to say he got that job as an appointee, a Trump appointee, and then same thing with the State Department. But honestly, the media is making a big deal about this. He's not going to be in trouble for breaking any rules or breaking any laws. He's the chief diplomat in the country and a former CIA director. He's supposed to be hosting, business leaders and state leaders, et cetera, at the White House, at the State Department, wherever the hell he wants to, because that's literally his damn job. So this is kind of a nothing burger. It is kind of gross spending when so much is going on and coronavirus. But hey, Mike, you and your friends get together and breathe real hard in each other's faces, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, who's to say he didn't require people to be tested prior to them having this dinner as well?
The president probably says that because the president's administration has been canceling coronavirus from day one. So they're like, hey, we're not gonna get tested around here. And then the next week, everybody at the White House got coronavirus. Well, I don't got it, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's how this nigga act, like a little kid, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I doubt that they did that, but that's what I want to do. I'm gonna start having parties around the holidays and shit where people, if you want to come to my house, you want to come up in here, you're gonna have to be tested. You know what I'm saying? You have to be tested, and you're gonna have to have quarantine until your test results came. And then as soon as your results came, that's when you made your way to my fucking house. I'm not playing.
Schoolboy, I have to ask you, how long did it take for your test results to come back?
3 days. It took 3 days for it to come back. I went to the Fulton County Courthouse. They took that little shit and stuck me all the way in the back of my damn nose.
It wasn't through the nose?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all the way. It was not right here, but down in there. Yeah, you're like, Yeah, all of that. So
I have
no,
to
but
take
you know
a
what?
COVID test soon. So yeah.
You know what? Honestly, what happened was when I was driving down there, you know, these hurricanes are coming around. So up and down the East Coast right now, whatever. So when I was coming down here, I was like, man, my throat's feeling kind of scratchy. And by the time I got to Atlanta, I was full on coughing and shit. So I was like, man, this is these allergies. 'Cause, you know, Atlanta has 1,001 trees everywhere. So if you don't have allergies, you're gonna have them by the time you get to Atlanta. Um, so I was coughing already when I got there. Me and my brothers, one of my brothers had a birthday and he wanted to go out. And I was like, nigga, what? You know, but it ended up happening anyway, man. So we went out and then next thing you know, everybody coughing. But honestly, I think the issue is the allergies. It's the changing of the seasons. It's all this wind and rain and everything else that's going on. So it wasn't like I wasn't as worried about COVID. But one of my good friends, like you were saying, Logic, one of my good friends was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna let you know right now. If you kill me, I'm gonna haunt you." And he kept saying this shit real serious, like, yeah, I'm gonna haunt you, nigga. Like I was like, God damn. Actually had me pretty nervous.
All right, so I'm gonna go to these comments, and Redemption says legal documentation vacation, and sounds like a name of a film. Keenan Khan says Schoolboy went to Atlanta and got Folly shut down.
Bro, I'm so pissed about that. Look, let me honestly. The night that I decided, you know what, tonight I'm gonna go to Follies. I look and Follies is fucking closed.
Damn.
There you have it. They shut it down. They heard you was coming in town, I guess, right? So
yeah, I guess so, man.
Brooklyn Honcho says, in the words of MTV, you think you know, but you have no idea. COVID-19 ain't going nowhere for a long time. That's a fact. Hopefully we can get a grip on how to live with it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Some things go away as quick as they came.
I mean, I will hope that's the case, but it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It just looks like it's one of those things that can even mutate. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I hope we can get to a place where, you know, we can normalize living in a world where it exists. You know what I'm saying? Whether that means the tests are coming back in a quick turnaround, you know, a quicker turnaround rate, whether we have to keep doing this nose swab shit, you know what I'm saying? So I would like for it to be where we can test people before they come in the house and we just got to wait like 15, 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying, for the results to come back, you know, in the actual saliva test that they have now. So HB2N says, pray for Schoolboy. I've been praying for this nigga for a week. I've been taking it easy. I never put it out there, but I knew this dude was coughing up a storm and traveling and all this shit. And y'all already know how I get down, so I was just praying for this nigga the whole time. So Rosdell F Rock says, what's good? I'm family. I'm finally here. All right, that's what's up. You know what I mean? I'm assuming the F Rock means Far Rock. You know what I mean? Salute to you, family. Miss Ravioli says, damn, I had to answer a phone call. How did Schoolboy respond to my comment?
Miss Ravioli talking about she had a phone call. She had to finish off a Grubhub shipment and then get back to us.
No, she does that for the community. She don't do that.
Yeah, okay. Meals on Wheels. That's what they're calling it now. Meals on Wheels.
How did he respond to it? He responded to it he pretty graciously. I'll just say that. You know what I mean? He gave you a little more ammo to run with, but he was a little gracious.
You missed it.
You missed it. Kim Murray says, I gotta go take the trash out. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, you know, clean your house, my nigga. Clean your house.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Honcho says that's what happens when you play that European news. They shut shit down with a virus, especially on Black Friday. That's a fact. They got at me. They got at me for talking about that situation real quick. And Virginia Sims says, right, Schoolboy, he was the director of the CIA in 2017. And Redemption says, correct, the optics are horrible. She's talking to you, Schoolboy. HB2N says, it took me 2 days, took a mouth swab. All right, well, that's better than 3, I guess. And definitely better than them sticking a Q-tip to the back of your head. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking forward to that.
I want to do the blood test if they have one.
I think they should, but I haven't heard of it. But Lovell in the league says, in Tennessee looks like Mike's dinner party. I only saw 2 people with masks. That's it. Yeah. When you go to different like white neighborhoods that are well off, you know what I mean? Neighborhoods that are a little bit more rich or wealthy, I see the same thing when I go through certain of those neighborhoods. I do not see masks like that. You know what I mean? So hopefully, you know, nature just takes its course and we can get a little transfer of wealth while we at it. So hopefully, they say everything happens for you know, the better. So hopefully something good happens out of this situation. Miss Ravioli says, schoolboy, you should have reached out. Got all kinds of herbs. I told you he was in the land. I told you to holler at him, so you ain't holler at him. So I don't know.
Yo, there was all kind of I had all kind of herbs too, so I think I'm good.
Well, there you go. And Sweet D says, good morning. Good morning, Sweet D. She says, good morning to the panel. And Miss Ravioli says, Magic City and pinups were popping though, schoolboy. Did you go to one of those spots?
No, admittedly, I'm cheap as hell, so I'm not fit to go to no strip club like Magic City. Pay $20 to park my car, to $20 to get in, and $20 to dance. Negative.
Damn.
Ain't no way. Only way I'm ever going to Magic City is if you're paying for it.
Well, there you go. Virginia Sim says all these people in the administration campaigning for 45 is legal according to the Hatch Act, especially in doing that shit in the White House. And all right, so they're gonna get away with it. Keenan Khan says, Lovell, you from Tennessee? You familiar with Bobby Glanton Smith and Kagan Water? Laugh out.
Oh my God. You talking about Bobby from the 5150 show with Corey Holcomb.
Oh, the old nigga?
Yeah.
I know Bobby is. King Soul says, I heard people getting crazy bills that the insurance wouldn't cover, and people been getting hit with $800-900 bills. Is this true? I haven't heard of any of that. Did you get hit?
Oh my fucking God. I hope not.
Did you get hit with an $800-900 bill, schoolboy?
Again, I'm probably the cheapest person on this panel. The first thing I did when I thought I had COVID was not say urgent care or emergency room. I searched free COVID test Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, free.
I don't even want to have to show my insurance card. Like, nah.
Yeah, nah. I'm not doing none of that shit. They put billions of dollars out here to make sure people get tested for COVID. I'm not paying for shit.
All right, there you go. Hey, King, so I was a little zooted the last episode. Were you talking about somebody wanted you to pop your bussy to get into a college or something like that the other day? Who was this nigga talking about?
Oh, the FAMU thing.
You said something about busting bussy open for college.
We talked about Andrew Gilliam.
I was about to say, is that an Andrew Gilliam joke?
We were talking about him, so maybe.
I just remember him and Muhammad. He was complimenting Muhammad's beard. He was complimenting his beard, King So. What the fuck was that talking about?
Oh no, King So. Oh no.
I was high as shit the other day.
Oh yeah, he said Steph looks better without his beard, or he looks nicer, or some shit to that effect.
I don't know. Okay, so man, what you talking about the other day, man?
Steph, run, girl, run.
Lower Valley says, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, but I do know about Kagan Water.
The fuck is Kagan Water?
I think it's some type of like
it's supposed to be some alkaline shit, like another form of alkaline water. I don't know.
Sweet D says strip clubs are open? ? I think it depends where you at, Sweet D. I don't know where you are, but if you're in Atlanta, I think they're open in Atlanta.
Some of them are open. I went to a strip club I'd never been to before in Atlanta, on the north side of the city since Foley's was closed, and yeah, man, I walked in with a mask on. Everybody looking at me crazy.
So nobody's wearing masks in the clubs?
No, nobody. Like the girls are up there and they'll like wear the mask, but they take that shit off like they take everything else off.
Wow. See, this is making me mad because I am working out in the gyms in New York City, and they want you to wear a fucking mask on the treadmill. But niggas is down in Atlanta and you in the strip club and you don't have to wear masks. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, I was like this close to some chick's ass crack, and she was just like shaking her butt all in my face, and I was just like, man, I hope I can't get coronavirus from fucking booty dust.
I think you can. I think you can, bro. I think you can.
Yeah.
The smell of a fart probably can do it to you. You know what I mean?
I didn't smell any farts, and I'm planning on getting tested again in another couple of weeks. So,
all right, good man, good man.
Oh wow.
Keenan Cross's back, schoolboy. You can park at the Jiffy Lube and walk to Follies.
funny story about Follies. One time I go to Follies, a friend of mine comes and he meets me at Follies where they're with a big group. Somebody left something in their car, and they're like, "Yo, throw me my keys real quick. Throw me the keys so I can open up the door." My friend throws the keys. They get caught in a fucking tree, and they're like 10 feet off the ground in the tree. The keys are stuck in this bitch. We ended up having to like damn near climb the fucking tree. And I know they were like, look at these coked out niggas over here climbing trees in the fucking strip club parking lot. What the hell's going on over here? But yeah, man.
It's like, look at these fucking monkeys.
Right. That was exactly. And matter of fact, and now that I remember it, this can definitely be filed under nightlife stories, because the only reason why we were there, we weren't even there to strip or to get strips. It was we were there, I believe, because one guy, some random dude in our crew, like an associated guy, was like, "Yo, I know we can get some good shit. Let's go to Follies." And we ended up at Follies looking for some good shit at like 2:00 in the morning, and keys in the fucking roof and shit. Shit was crazy. That's the last time I was at Follies, matter of fact. It's terrible.
All right, let me see. King Soul says Logic got jokes. No, I was high the other day. I was high of edibles. All I remember you was talking about Bussy and colleges or something like that. Brooklyn Hunter says bullets sending shots. And Lord Vell says Keegan is alkaline water. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what I mean? It should be alkaline water. Ravioli says at V, my uncle said there's a saliva test, and he's in Omaha, Nebraska, though. Schoolboy, I used to work at Magic. You should have responded to my IG DM, and the door was more likely 100 and up.
Wow.
Okay. And
you used to work at Magic. Like I said, if I go to next time I come to Atlanta, I'm gonna reach out to you, and you can get me up in there. You know what I'm saying? But if I got to spend any money before I get inside, I'm not tipping none of these girls. Just let you know.
King Pro says Rubber Band Man, and HB2N is saluting Mike from Boston. Daryl Stevens said, I heard that they were rushing the vaccine, and shout out to my sister VeeSmilez.
Yeah, shout out to my little brother. He told me he watches this show. He's in college right now, so that nigga should be studying. But yeah, shout out to my little brother.
Yeah, I heard they were rushing the vaccines. I did hear about that. And I don't think most of us will be taking any rushed vaccine. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I think there's a good meme on going on about that, talking about how lit jail going to be after they force everybody to take the vaccine, because most of us going to jail, because I think majority of us are not taking no rush vaccine. Laura Lee says Miss Ravioli was making it clap in Magic City. Actually, I think she was just serving drinks. I think her story is she was serving drinks with the stickies. What they call them? They call it the pastels.
The pasties.
Yeah,
Ravioli was out here with pasties.
I think she was out here with pasties. Yeah.
Nice.
And HB2 says you definitely can, and he said it's COVID in particles. So if you were too close to the ass, schoolboy, you should definitely get tested again in a couple weeks. Keenan Kong says you got to wear a mask at the gym in Georgia too, but not when you're on the equipment. And
I just wanted to say I agree with that mindset and that way of doing things, but I think that in these heavy Democratic states, I think that they're fighting the election more than they're fighting this disease, and sometimes they're making illogical laws. I feel like it's illogical to make people in New York City wear a mask or face covering while you're on cardio equipment. That's unsafe. It's unhealthy. I've been trying to do it, but it's very, very bad, and it does not feel well. And the fact that, you know, New York City is creating this law, like, oh, we're going to make people wear masks while you're on cardio equipment. I think they're just trying to come down on people even more just because they're low key mad at Trump, or they're trying to get some more funding. But
No,
New
real
York is
shit.
on some bullshit right now.
Real shit. I think that one of the people I know who got it probably got it from the gym because they're really not social like that. But the one place they go where a lot of people are is the gym, and they haven't been back since they got COVID. So I just think I think it's just a bad place. Everybody in there breathing hard and sweating and shit and spitting while you're working out. Like it could work, you know what I'm saying? But the chances of you catching that shit at the gym is probably really high.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with.
Yeah, we just opened our gyms. Like we even took a long time. We just opened our gyms this month. You know, compared to all of the other states, I feel like America is becoming so divided with how they're handling these situations. It's, you know, it's becoming unfair a little bit.
I ain't fucking with nobody's gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to build one in my fucking garage. I'm not fucking with nobody's gym.
I ended up buying my own treadmill, but I still enjoy going to the gym because there's other equipment to use there.
All right, let me move on. I know you gotta go soon. King Soul says Logic don't want no smoke. Niggas got real quiet when I asked what college they went to. Ms. V was the only one who answered. Well, sir, I went to community college. You know what I mean? I went to the same shit fucking Cardi B went to. So our greatest achievement is the WAP song. So I don't really have that.
And I went to school with Black China, and our greatest accomplishment is Baby Dream.
Wow.
I don't really have any, you know, outside of the great things I did when I was in school, I don't really have anything to necessarily be proud about when it comes to I went to such and such college. But I just remember you was talking about, I don't know. I think you said somebody hurt you. I don't know what happened, King. So somebody hurt on his way into college. I don't know. Ms. Ravioli said, just put baking soda in the H2O for alkaline water. Stop playing. And I guess you can squeeze lemons in there as well. I think lemons with the alkaline in your water as well. Limes, some other things.
I thought we was going somewhere else on that one.
Laura Valdelise says, Miss Smilez, the Planet Fitness in Nashville only require you to wear a mask when entering the gym. Once you're in the gym, you can take the mask off and work out. And
that's what I'm talking about.
That's the dumbest shit ever.
Same thing as the restaurants. The restaurants is some dumb shit too. Oh, you gotta wear your mask till you get to the table, and then you can sit down and breathe it all in.
The whole shit is dumb. Like the fact you gotta walk around the gate to get in Walmart, like that's gonna change the fact you're gonna be around a bunch of motherfuckers. Like it changes nothing. Schoolboy, I don't know why they doing this. To put on the front the save face is stupid.
What up, Steph?
What's going on, Schoolboy?
King says, since you were so zooted, go back and play the joint. I said HBCUs are high breeding grounds for the Bati boy Boule. Rubber Band Man agreed right after saying I agree. King, I went to Fist. So I think I remember that something now, and we asked you how would you know, and then I think you told it.
And you got offended. He dead ass got offended when we asked, like, yo, you sound like you got a story.
Yeah, I think it was something about that guy.
No, that nigga was like, if you know, you know. He said, "Oh, if you know, you know." On some like, nigga, what? Like it's some exclusive club or some shit. That's why we said what we said, nigga. Don't act, you act like you had a story to tell.
Well, the Bati Boy Boule is an exclusive club, obviously. I mean, with a name like that, I'm pretty sure.
It must be. It's pretty. It must be pretty damn exclusive because I've never heard of it, fam. Also, I didn't go to HBCU, so there you go. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna say this as an HBCU grad, and also I went to Morehouse, so I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet on this one because I can see how this would go all kinds of left. I'll just say this: one of the things about being homosexual or being in an environment where there are a lot of homosexuals, if you're not a homosexual, you will not be homosexual by being in an environment with a lot of homosexuals. However, if your pussy gets busted while you're at college, it's very possible that your ass is gay.
So King So. That's all. That's all. I don't remember the whole thing. I just remember. I think you said something about something happened to you when you was trying to get into a HBCU. Something about the nigga who came and tried to recruited you to play sports. I don't know. Some shit.
And I would just say, if you're going to a college where there's a lot of people who or dudes who may be gay, pussy will be readily available to the straight niggas who are there, because they will be far few in between, and bitches will seek that out.
Yes, Lord.
And you know, their dick would be available.
Absolutely.
So. Exactly. So listen, man. I don't know what happened when you was trying to get into HBCU. I don't know if you ever want to tell your story. We will not laugh at you. We'll listen.
Yo, can I tell my story? Can I tell my story?
Is it a bussy story? I don't understand.
I want to hear it.
It's an attempted bussy story. So the nigga tried to take some bussy, but I wasn't having it. You know what I'm saying?
What?
All right. So let me go ahead, right? So I used to stay on campus over the summers so I could be ready for the fall and get all my money together and stuff like this. So one day I go into this office where I knew this director was real feminine acting, but his secretary was hella cool. She'd always be like, yo, come and say hi to me, check in with me when you're around. And she'd always be looking out for me. So I was like, you know what? I need to go to her office and see if she can get me a scholarship. And, you know, I don't really want to ask him because he might ask me to do something for it. I'm going to ask her so that, you know, she can kind of shoehorn me in there. And I knock on the door. And it's one of those offices that you can knock on the door and there's all kind of lobbies before you get to the actual office. All right, so I knock on the door, nobody's in there, and I'm like, damn, I guess it's just too early in the morning. Then this nigga comes out the back, all sashay into the door and shit, right? And he was like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "I was looking for Miss So and So, your secretary, but I'll come back." He was like, "No. How can I help you?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, you know, I was looking for some scholarship stuff and da. And I know you got scholarship money, but I know you don't really give it out to a lot of people like that. So I was just wondering if maybe you could, you know, keep me in mind when you get stuff." He's like, "Oh yeah, no problem at all." So I'm about to leave now, right? Now, mind you, I stayed in the lobby area. You come back. No,
You didn't go back there.
Nah, I'm good, man. Like, cause the thing about it was that I was 21, 22 by the time I got to campus. So you can't play those, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see how a 17-year-old might get hemmed up. He don't know no better. But you know, at 21, I ain't got no excuse. So he's like, so look, the conversation's over. We've done the hello, how you doing pleasantries. We've had the conversation. It's time for me to leave, right? The conversation stalls and the nigga goes, so Mr. He's talking to me, Mr. So-and-so. So what's up? And I'm like, well, shit, I ain't never ended a conversation. Well, what's up?
What's up? Right.
Yeah. So I'm genuinely confused at this point. I'm like, does he not realize we just finished the conversation? We're not starting it. But he goes, I was like, I don't know. What's up? He was like, no, what's up? And I was like, oh shit. All right, you have a good day. I was gone. I was like, yo,
signal quick,
I got to get the fuck out of here before this nigga pulls me into a back room and makes me an offer I can't refuse and shit. So yeah, man.
He like, what you trying to do for that scholarship?
Right. And the crazy thing about it is that I saw the type of people who got the scholarships from his office. Not only they were all like really suspect, you know, the people who he was looking out for was real suspect. And then what do you know? Years later, I go back and I say, hey, whatever happened to Mr. So-and-so? And his secretary is still there. She was like, yeah, well, he was spending the money from the department to take his little boyfriends out on dates and shit and on vacations and whatnot. So that didn't last very long.
So Mr. So so King So, is that where you get your last name from? So did you meet Mr. So-and-so?
Oh, he was spending bussy money on bussy.
Did he make you pop the bussy on a handstand?
Yo, he was like, so what's up? And I was like, what's up? What? I don't know. I don't know what's up.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. What's up? But like this is what got me was like it was like when he said what's up, I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, no, what's up? And I was like, oh shit. He said that shit with a little more bass in his voice and shit. I was like, nigga. No,
Did
sir.
he do the shoulder tap? Did he put his hand like on your shoulder? Did he touch you in any kind of way?
I am very sensitive. Like you remember Tom from the Boondocks? I can't go to jail because I don't want to get anally raped. so when I'm around people who like to go up and do buttholes, I don't let them be getting all close and touch on me and shit. Like, nah, you stay on that side of the table and I'm over here. And you know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to get all close to my fucking face and shit, touching on my shoulders and shit, nigga. Nah.
I don't want shit to accidentally happen.
Nah,
this we was on track. We was gonna have one show. Just when I thought we was gonna have one serious show. King So, see what you started, man. Listen, if you want to tell your story though, King So, we're here for you. You know what I mean? We're not going to judge you. You know what I'm saying? They try to get you to get a scholarship to play bussy ball. You know what I'm saying? We'll listen to the story, man. Anyway, with that being said, let's go to these comments. I'm sure they probably going in right now. So Lorvell says it's okay, so it's not just Tennessee, okay. And Brooklyn Honcho says, I love Vanessa's demonstration of pasties. And
Bro, me too. I didn't want to say nothing at the moment, but I was like, yes, do that some more. Show me what them pasties do. Where they go, girl?
I have never worn pasties before, so I admire any female who can.
All right. HB2N says, I wonder if anyone sniffs the seat after V gets off of the work.
Oh my God. No, but there has been somebody who approached me like, oh, you look familiar. And,
Well, Miss Ravioli says, no, I bartended and waited tables at Jah. I only wore pasties once, one night for Freaknik. Only one night at Jah. Regular clothes every other night. Oh my God.
Yeah. See, this is why Miss Ravioli doesn't work in Magic City anymore, because all these women over here, there's literally women hanging off the ceiling, busting it wide open, okay, in Magic City. And you walking around here with regular clothes on. Get your ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? Talking about regular clothes. What are you doing?
All right. King So says, I went to 3 schools. Be proud of your life, boy. Okay, no doubt. And apparently you got a story from one of them. So if you want to tell us, we won't laugh. We only laughed at this scenario because Schoolboy was telling us in a joking manner. We'll take you serious if something happened, man. You know what I mean?
It's traumatic. That's why the fuck I'm laughing. Goddamn, them niggas trying to take me.
Gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes. You know what I mean? So, Virginia Sim says, Miss Ravioli pasties had tassels on them. She had those joints spinning. And HB2S says, Asians been wearing masks for years now. You wear a mask so you don't pass on germs. It doesn't stop you from catching any. That's a good point. They do wear masks so they don't, give out any germs. And I wish that our people were as polite, but we're not. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like people who have tested positive for COVID-19, or if you're running around with a cold and you have a runny nose and you have a cold or some type of infection, yes, you should be wearing a mask. But everyday people who are not sick, I feel like they shouldn't be wearing masks. So I get that, and I kind of agree with that completely, because not all of the Asians are wearing masks, but when that SARS thing happened, the people who felt like they were sick, those were the people who were wearing masks. So.
All right. King So says, not true. I said, look up Steve Coakley. Okay. And Redemption is laughing. And King So says, Steph is goofy. And he also says, niggas being niggas. King So, I know you ain't in your feelings out of all niggas right now. But listen, I told you, we'll listen to your story, my nigga. Real talk. Keenan says, I'm a community college graduate too, sir, at Logic. Yeah, salute. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with a community college degree. You know what I mean? Laura Vanna Lee is laughing. Redemption says, spot on, Schoolboy. Virginia Slim says, Schoolboy with the in-depth bussy knowledge. Hold on, your mic is muted, Schoolboy. Go ahead.
So Miss Ravioli knows. I mean, those of you who know, you know. I went to Morehouse, and there are a lot of men on campus. About 2,000 of us on campus. You can imagine if you get 2,000 men in a room, some of those men are going to be gay. That being said, I definitely do have a lot of bussy stories from Morehouse. Unfortunately, it is
I'm
what
here
it
for
is.
the bussy
It's,
report. I'm here for this.
yo, I used to actually live in a house, a rooming house, and it was a shotgun house, and it was. I'll tell the story another time, but long story short, I almost got into a fight with a gay dude, and that was the last time I ever almost got into a fight with a gay dude before.
All right. King Show says Logic asked for proof. I said pull up the Coakley tape. You would change the narrative, or you want to all sound goofy. I mean, we're not gonna just play a video, you know, especially a long video clip in our show. But I'm sure Muhammad will do that for his show, and y'all can talk about, you know, the Coakley tapes and all that. And
I do have to go to work, you guys. Schoolboy, welcome back. I hope you feel better. I really appreciate seeing you once again, and thank you, Logic, for this opportunity once again. Steph, we'll see you soon. I would love to stay, but the massa is calling. So later, y'all.
Take care. All right, peace.
Bye.
Peace.
Chris Jones says, "Good morning, my people. So sorry that I'm super late. It's all good. We was late today too."
I was super late.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Ms. Ravioli says, "Some of the communities here, in conjunction with I Am a Father First, are providing hot meals to families. These babies got to eat something so they can get their lesson." So that's what she's doing. She's doing it for the community. See, I told you it wasn't Grubhub.
I dig it.
HB2N says, "Pray for Schoolboy."
Who
And
said Grubhub? Who said that shit?
I think Schoolboy accused Miss Ravioli of driving Grubhub. And Miss Ravioli says, "Dear old Chronicles."
Yeah, that's my Spellman sister, so she's trying to say dear old Morehouse Chronicles. She just left that little part out. She's trying to be funny. I get it. He.
And HB2N says, "Schoolboy trying to qualify for that 10K bussy grant." And Miss Ravioli is saying Daryl Chronicles again. She's laughing at HB2N. And Lorville says, "SB Bussy Chronicles, firecracker." And Redemption says, "So bussy." And Mills Lane says, "Can't refuse." Oh no, Schoolboy. Welcome back, by the way. Yeah, you can refuse that offer, Schoolboy. You can. And King Soul says, "Ancient Egyptian king. Do your Googles, Goofy." Yo, so I'm confused, King. So was it somebody who molested you from a HBCU, or was it a Hotep nigga who molested you? I'm not understanding. Ancient. Did somebody tell you that to be down with the Kemites, you gotta get? I don't understand. I don't understand. All I remember, King So, is you was talking a lot about Bussy the other day. I was high as shit, and I wasn't trying to get into it. That's all I remember. You talking about Bussies and colleges. That's all I remember. Keenan Collins says, "Mills, laugh out loud. Did he say make me an offer I can't refuse?" Yo, Keenan says, "Vanessa Pasties will be down to her waist. I would still like to see him though." All right, and she's gone, so you got to wait till she come back to say that. King So says, "Logic, you playing with a king. You're not funny. You're the one that played that far rock nigga wearing pleather pants, though. Stop it." Yo, salute to Ty Hayes, his music video, man, and his pleather pants. And Miss Ravioli says, "Now I'm wondering if AUC dudes with bad breath had bussy breath. Where does Steph go?" What is the ACU? Anybody want to tell me what the AUC is?
AUC is the Atlanta University Center, so that includes Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, the International Theological Seminary, Morris Brown, and Spelman.
All right. I don't know about bussy breath, Miss Ravioli. I'm just trying to. I was just trying to get to the bottom of why King Soul was so adamant with, you know.
Yo,
seemed like he got hurt. Good.
What we're not going to do is make it seem like all the gay shit is happening over at Morehouse. Just a whole bunch of carpet munchers over there. All right, so let's not. We're not gonna do this today.
I think that's one thing that was said in the last show is like, yo, you can't just try to blame this on HBCUs, and that's what we was trying to get to the bottom of. Like, why was Son going so hard at HBCUs? I didn't understand it. So that's when we asked, like, did something happen to him? I forgot where the conversation went after that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you got a story, King Soul, we'll listen to it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you can't make blanket statements like that unless you're talking from experience. You feel me? Ms. Mills Lane says, Keenan Kong, he said he didn't want the guy to make him an offer he can't refuse. Virginia Slim says, even if you're asymptomatic, you can still infect other people. Put a damn mask on. That's a fact. That's how I feel about it, at least. Keenan Kong says, Mills, I'm joking, but okay. Redemption is laughing at Grubhub. Miss Ravioli says, Brooklyn Honcho, sit down. You might learn something. And Redemption says, faux temps, I tell you. And Muhammad Extracore says, it's good to see you again, schoolboy. Too many jokes with crack at your expense. And Mills Lane is laughing at the folks' temps. And she says, hello to you. That's coming from Redemption. And King Soul says, trust me, I was the one on a hoop scholarship. Fucking all your lame niggas, girls. You don't want to keep this up, Logic. Trust me.
Is this nigga reliving his glory days through a
I was
YouTube
just about
channel?
to say that shit. I was just about to say that shit.
Come on, fam. You better than that.
I got pussy in 95 when I was playing basketball in Idaho. Nigga, fuck your pussy in Idaho.
So King Soul, are you saying you was on a bussy scholarship? That's what
exactly. Exactly.
Did the man come to your house? You know, like that dude from Boys in the Hood, and he did the guy that recruited Ricky come to your house and try something with you? All right. Mr. Ravioli says, please stick to this topic at hand, schoolboy. We're discussing bussy, not
No. We are all in this together. Okay. If y'all gonna be coming hard on the AUC and on my brothers, you know, who like to take the PP, then you know I got to talk about y'all ladies, man.
But isn't that all colleges? Don't all women experiment in college? I don't know. But let me just
yeah, a lot of shit going on in college, man.
And Redemption says hoop dreams. And Sweet D says he didn't make. I mean, not Sweet D. Sweet D says get out the way, back machine. So it's basically stop living in the past, homie. And Lord Vel in the league says he didn't make it to the NBA. And HB2N says instead of Ricky Mama Couch, schoolboy woke up on Andrew.
I'm glad both of y'all think that's so fucking funny. Because it's really not.
Andrew Gillum's hotel floor. And Muhammad Shakur says, I mean, as far as carbon munching, there was a lot of that at Spelman down the street from Morehouse. Yo, how do y'all niggas know, man? Y'all niggas ain't go there. I don't understand. Yo, listen, man. Y'all gonna stop putting blanket statements on these people, man. I don't think that's fair. I can't just be saying, oh, all
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Anytime you have an all-male school or an all-female school, there's a lot of homosexuality. It just is what it is. It just like, you know, when you got a female prison, a lot of studs and lesbians.
Trying to make it seem like it was all black schools though, like the.
Oh no. It's not just black schools. It's a lot of man. Listen, you telling me that on a regular day, a regular white person has no limit to the shit that they can and will do or try. And they can always do or try more than we can without getting in trouble. So you telling me that accounts that applies everywhere else except for when they're in college?
Right.
Now black folks is towing the line harder than they are. Like, come on now, doesn't make no sense.
All right, look, we're gonna try to get to some serious topics real quick. With that being said, we're talking about school, and we were by default talking about, you know, the LGBT community, but we're not going to sit here and say that we have a problem with the LGBT community or anything like that. We don't. However, what we do have a problem with and what people should have a problem with is pedophilia. And with that being said, pedophilia and as far as schools being concerned, there is a story out there that we never got a chance to get to earlier in the week. And they say this story comes to us from First Coast News, and it says bond decreased 96% for elementary school teacher facing 25 counts of child porn possession. And I'm going to play the video for you. And if they leave anything that we need to know, I'll read some of the article. So right now it has an ad. So while the ad is playing, I'll read some of the article. This is actually in your hometown, Steph, of Jacksonville. It says Jacksonville, Florida, second grade Mayport elementary school teacher Thomas Hozari Jr. could be released on $25,000 bond following a dramatic bond reduction on Thursday. And he was initially given a $625,000 bond after being arrested on 25 counts of possession of pornographic videos. And the video is playing now, so we're going to play it for you. Well, actually, when I rewind it, it tries to make the commercial play again, so I'll just read the rest. It was more than a $500,000 bond was placed on him after he was arrested, and the amount was reduced to $25K at his first court appearance.
Today, accused of dozens of counts of child pornography, Thomas Hozari Jr., son of the current city council president and former mayor Tommy Hozari, spent last night in jail after his arrest Wednesday on 25 charges related to child sexual exploitation. Hozari worked as a second-grade teacher and coach at Mayport Elementary for years before being reassigned following a police raid on his house. Now we're learning that in addition to hundreds of disturbing and illegal images, investigators believe Hozari took photographs of children in his Mayport Elementary classroom, his own classroom. On Your Side's Ann Schindler reports tonight.
On a day when many parents were taking their kids back to school, a dark cloud hangs over one elementary teacher. Thomas Hozari Jr., son of a legendary Jacksonville politician, served for years as a teacher and coach at Mayport Elementary. The school was notified in August that he was under investigation following a raid on his Jacksonville Beach home. According to the arrest affidavit, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office discovered multiple videos of children being sexually abused by adults. Wednesday, he was arrested on 25 counts of child porn, each one for a possession of at least 10 images or videos. Investigators also believe Hozari used the private messaging app Kik to send non-explicit pictures of children that appear to have been taken in his elementary classroom.
We just need extra vigilance at places where kids gather.
Jay Howell, founder of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, said teachers are just one group that needs and typically receive extra scrutiny.
Those particular populations are real important because they work with kids.
In a statement released late today, Superintendent Dr. Diana Green called it both alarming and disappointing to learn that one of our teachers is alleged to have exploited children through such abhorrent activities. She said the district will cooperate with JSO. Ann Schindler, First Coast News, On Your Side.
Yo, why the fuck are they reducing this dude's bail?
I'll tell you why. His father is a known and respected politician in the city. So I guess he pulled a few strings to have his bail drastically reduced.
That's still. I hear you. I hear you. I would agree. I'd be prone to agree, but it still doesn't make sense why they would put their face on the line for somebody. Why his father would put his face on the line for him, knowing that's what he's charged up for. Why would people put their face on the line to help the father out in that scenario? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because they don't think nobody's paying attention. They don't think anybody's paying attention. They think they can do white people do this all the time. Like, this ain't a new thing. And his father knows how he is. He must know how his son is.
Right. Or his father took place in some of that shit too, and he don't want to get outed. That's a possibility.
Don't miss this. He was distributing these pictures. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
They caught him sending the picture. He was distributing this from his classroom. This man been doing this for a while.
Shit is sick. Yo, Schoolboy, what's your thoughts, man? Your mic is on Teddy Riley.
My bad. So with cases like this, unfortunately, I'm really okay with if we catch you red-handed with the shits. I feel like there should be a level of community justice that happens because you're victimizing the children. So I just feel like they should take a hands-off approach. Be like, okay, well, we caught him. Here goes the evidence against him. If they can find some of the victims' parents or some of the victims themselves, just here, y'all have them for about 30 minutes, and then we'll take them from there. I think that's fair, man, because I don't know that going to jail and being in segregation with the rest of the pedophiles is a sufficient enough punishment or deterrent to keep people from doing this shit. Because what's happening is that people are going to jail and coming out in 5 years and getting to go live basically in pedophile paradises where they all sit around together comparing notes and shit like that. And then, like I said, they're in jail, they're segregated. They're in a community and you don't always know where they are, and it's kind of messy. I just don't feel like those people should have the opportunity to. I feel like once you cross certain lines, you should be ostracized from society and set upon on a regular basis. That's how I feel about it.
No, that's actually, yeah, I actually agree with that 100%. What the video didn't show, it was a father who was waiting on him at the jail site, waiting for him to get bail, waiting for him to come out. No mob of people, just one dude. He was just like, hey, I want to see what kind of pictures he took, because his daughter had his class. So he was just like, yo, man to man, don't need didn't ask for no press, although the press just happened to be out there. Didn't call up nobody. He was just out there waiting on him.
Salute to him. I'm mad that they caught him on camera then, because you should have been a little more sneakier with that shit.
Right.
Yeah, could have kidnapped him.
Yo, I got another one. Here goes something I think would stop people from doing that shit. Bring back public flogging. Yo, 100 lashes for every fucking count. I bet you motherfuckers stop doing that shit then when you start getting your ass whipped and then going to jail. Cause I feel like that would be justice. I want to see somebody get beat black and blue and then have to sit their ass up. Yo, you know how they handle that shit in Brazil? You remember that dude a few years ago got caught messing with some little kids and they stabbed his ass all up and raped him with broomsticks and shit. By the time the police got to him, he all fucked up. I mean, it is what it is, man. I just don't think that going to jail is a real deterrent for these folks. I was just watching the FBI did a hearing on the different things that some of their blind spots basically they were talking about, and they're talking about how these people are using end-to-end encryption. So what that means is that if they find somebody like this guy, they want to disrupt that network. If he's using end-to-end encryption, then they can't even figure out who he's talking to and about what.
Right.
And so like I said, man, a little bit of torture is in play. Torture that motherfucker, make him talk, man.
I'm gonna read some of these comments because I don't think nobody say anything that I can say anything more to. I definitely agree with you. I definitely would like to see him be tortured publicly. Redemption says he looks creepy as fuck. He definitely did. Sweet D says this pedo shit is out of control. It definitely is. And she goes on to say this dude looks crazy. And Mr. Ravioli says Redemption song. I agree. He looks creepy. Yeah, I think this whole fucking what was that? His mug shot just looked at bugged the fuck out. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like he's scared neither. That's the other thing. He looked like he knows he's gonna get away with it. Redemption says his father exactly Steph. As far as how did he come home or why is his bail reduced 96%. Redemption also says good old boys network. Well, there you go. And Lord Vell said in the league says I will never understand what or how grown people are attracted to undeveloped kids. The Latino R. Kelly. I don't know if he was Latino. He looks like a white dude to me. I'm not sure. Steph, you know his background?
That is a thing that like people the Mexican, like Latinos who are lighter skinned, they always pass off as white for political or career advancements. It's like everybody from Ron DeSantis to what's the name, Rubio, out there in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about like that. That's just what they do now. That's just a thing.
Well, when I look up his last name, I only find his father, and his father definitely looks a lot more ethnic than him. But at the same time, it doesn't say where they're from, so I'm not going to just assume he's Latino. But he definitely looks like he's has some type of ethnic background. You know what I mean with him. And HB2N says Nicki Minaj did it too. Sometimes the water of the womb is thicker than the blood of the covenant. And what did she do? Did she stick with a dude that I know that the boyfriend, or I don't know, what is he now, a fiance? I know he got charged with something. I'm not sure. Chris Jones says I couldn't see it. The sex pervs. He's white.
Hey, that last comment is referring to Nicki Minaj's brother.
Oh, the brother. That's right.
Yeah.
The brother. Who did he molest? His daughter-in-law?
Something like that. Yeah.
So, oh yeah, that's right. So she did do it to her. And that's if that. All right. So HB Twins basically point out the fact that Nicki Minaj still stood up for her brother or helped him out legally. So, all right, I hear you. I hear where you coming from with that. Redemption says no bond. Yeah, he shouldn't have a bond. And Redemption also says poster child for chemical castration. He deserves it. And Virginia Slim says, yep, instant capital punishment. Start bodying these people and others will start falling back. Well, this is the thing. I can't pretend to know how these people think. I would like to think like a crazy torture like the one Schoolboy talked about where it's like 100 lashes per offense. That might make someone think twice because you got to live through that shit. But if some people want to die. You know what I mean? So if they just feel like, oh, they're just going to kill me, you'll be putting them out of their misery. So you can't really just think that, bodying them is going to be the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the torture and then jail time might be a deterrent, but if you're just killing them, you might be doing them a favor. You know what I'm saying? Miss Ravioli says, this is why no more urination manipulation. Weed can be exempted. It always affects the children and the innocent. So are you saying he did that shit because he was high, Miss Ravioli? Because I think if that's the type of shit he's into, I don't think the drugs is going to make him more with it or not with it. I think that's just how he gets down. You know what I'm saying?
And also, to that last comment, what you were saying, as far as I don't know if the lashes might work.
No, I said the lashes and then the jail might work, but to just the body them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the body them. I mean, that would eliminate the problem if you just kill them. But I will say this: like, it is a different type of justice if you were to castrate a nigga and hand his balls to him. That's a different type of effect. You know what I'm saying?
So we're talking about punishment that also serves as a deterrent. So that's why I say I don't think if you're just bodying them, that will be all the way, you know what I mean, a deterrent, because some of these people want to die. You know what I'm saying? But some of these people who are sick in the head that do certain things, they don't want to live, you know what I mean? But something like what you're explaining or something like what Schoolboy said is more of a deterrent, because it's like, yo, who wants to go through that? You know what I'm saying? You're like, just kill me. Most of those people will probably take death over the 100 lashes per offense or castration, and then gotta, hold their shit in their hands after you took it. You know what I mean? So, but I agree with you. I think that's definitely a deterrent and a punishment. Muhammad A. Shakur says, Miss Nicki Minaj is indeed married to a predator. Right now, they're currently fighting to make sure her husband can be present at their child's birth. And Lord Bell says, live stream the lashing as well. I want to see it. I think we all want to see it. And Redemption Song says, he was granted the right to travel to attend the birth, Muhammad. And King Soul says, that's how Queens niggas get down, Logic. You just like Nicki Minaj, brother, huh? You say he was real cool with him? You said you was real cool with No, man, I don't know where you coming from with that, King. So, but listen, man, if you ever want to tell your story, you know what I'm saying? Feel free. We'll let you tell your story up here on how they molested you for a bussy, to play bussy ball. You know what I'm saying? How you got that contract and that grant money to play bussy ball. HB2N says, I think putting them on an island will be better off for society. Most pedos have been sexually abused themselves. I still have some sympathy for them. So that's what I wanted to say. Do you think this dude was molested, the son of a politician? Do you think it was something that he's passing on, especially for him to do it so boldly, like in the school like that?
That's possible. It's never not possible. Could have been his father doing it for all we know. You never know. You never know where somebody's trauma stems from, because I know typically people don't just wake up like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Well, people use trauma different ways, and it expresses itself in different ways. But I don't know. I can't have sympathy for somebody because just because I was bullied as a child doesn't mean that I grew up to bully people. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because my parents decided that the best way for them to discipline me was to whip my ass doesn't mean that I can't wait to see my kids whip their ass too. So, I'm not giving them a pass. Like,
Wait,
bro,
hold on. Let the record state, I was not giving a pass or sympathize.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about you.
I'm
talking about HB2 when he's saying he still has sympathy for him. Like, I'm good. I don't have sympathy for him.
He says some sympathy. Some sympathy.
I don't have none. Yo, if you took the step to victimize a child, that's on your ass. And I hope you go straight to hell. Like, I don't get no sympathy for these folks.
All right, there you go. King Soul says, I see why Logic defending the boule now. I don't recall defending the boule, but once again, if you want to tell your story, we're here for you, King Soul. Brooklyn Honcho says, y'all niggas on some 36 chambers of death shit. I sew his asshole shut and keep feeding them. Chris Jones says, nah, that's not how my part of town get down. Far Rock Queens don't get down like that. Yeah, and some would say Far Rock is not even really Queens. Anyway, with that being said, I think we got another comment coming in, and I'm gonna wait to pull up. But okay, here we go. Miss Ravioli says, at John, nah, emotions are emotions to an abusive person. Addiction is addiction. Children's, drugs, gambling, shopping, etc. I'm searching for a significant overlapping, in my opinion. Nah, you can't say if somebody does drugs that they're gonna be an abuser. I don't think that they go hand in hand like that. I understand your point, like, addiction is addiction, but I don't think if someone's addicted to smoking cigarettes that they're going to just molest people. You know what I'm saying? That's a drug. That's an addiction. You feel me? So I don't think so. Mohammed Score says there are some proof that those who've been abused turn into abusers, but it varies. And Lorville says no sympathy. King Soul says you ain't exposing it neither. You asking for proof, not me, Logic. All right, King Soul, man, is all good, bro. Relax. You know what I'm saying? I got a list of of therapists. I can send you a list of therapists if you know what I mean. If you're going through some things, King. So you my nigga, man. I know we provide you with some entertainment here in the morning, but I'll give you a list of some therapists. You can find one in your neighborhood. You know what I mean?
I know me and that nigga done had it, but if that's a real thing for you, bro, I really do advise you to get some therapy. Take care of that, man. I mean, don't let that shit just sit on you, bro.
Yeah, don't let it sit on you. We joke up here because we rather laugh than cry. But if you've been through some shit, trying to get into college or playing basketball or whatever the shit that you went through, listen, my nigga, it's not your fault. All right, it's not your fault. Anyway, so we're gonna stick to the schools before we get to the cops because this is somewhat of a Black Friday, and we want to talk about how they have a prisoner pipeline, system, and how not only are the cops corrupt, but the schools are corrupt, right? So we're gonna go from one school subject to another, And we're going to talk about how Trump says he will defund schools teaching the 1619 project. And I'm going to say that again because my mic probably got cut out during the background noise. Trump says he will defund schools teaching the 1619 project. So this comes to us from Vlad TV, and the article goes on to say the 1619 project is a project by the New York Times that looks to shine a light on the role of massive impact of slavery in the United States, along with African Americans' contributions to the United States. The New York Times introduced the 1619 project in August 2019. Now, Trump has revealed that he will defund schools that are teaching the 1619 project via Twitter. As a user responded to the tweet saying that a DC committee was recommending stripping the names of Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and more from other city buildings. The user called out California and said California has implemented the 1619 project into the public schools. Soon you won't recognize America. Trump retweeted the statement and added his thoughts on the New York Times project, saying the Department of Education is looking at this. If so, they will not be funded. News of this comes after Trump administration banned racial sensitivity training, saying it is anti-American propaganda. What's your thoughts on this, schoolboy? Your mic is on, Teddy Riley.
One more time. I think I didn't hear the last part of what you just said.
The last part basically was outside of the fact that he said he will defund the schools if they teach the 1619 project. Yeah. He also said that they also said that the news came after he banned racial sensitivity training, saying it is anti-American propaganda.
All right, so just have to remember something really quick. So the 1619 project describes the institution of slavery, which was supported by the United States government. Describing that history does not make someone anti-American, but this just puts back into focus the thing that people like to forget. Donald Trump is a staunch white supremacist. He just is what he is. The things that he does shows you that, despite what he says, despite the fact that he's taking pictures with some niggas, all right? Because slave masters had pictures with niggas too. That didn't make them fucking celebrities. That didn't make them like those niggas anymore. So, the whole Donald Trump can't be racist. He got pictures with black people. Meanwhile, he's the most racist person that any of us has really seen in modern time. So blatantly racist at that point. So long story short, none of this confuses me when it comes to Trump because I expect him to do things that a white supremacist would do and say things that a white supremacist would say. So we don't have to sit here and be like, well, I don't know why. And if you don't understand why this man is doing this shit, then you just don't understand white supremacy. And I'm sure a lot of things are very confusing for you.
Thanks. Steph? Steph, your mic is up there, right?
Hold on.
Now you good. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. Okay.
Well, he's defunding it because it's real knowledge. And knowledge is where freedom really is. You know what I'm saying? And the Emancipation Proclamation was the freedom of bondage, sure, but our people were never enlightened. You know what I'm saying? They were never woken up.
Right.
And I think a project like that would do that thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It gives you understanding and appreciation of who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who you are, you may not ever realize who you can become.
Right.
So for him to want to kill this at its core before it even really gets up and running, it shows you, man, this is nothing but racism. It's literally 1619, which is just when we first got here. It's explaining slavery. That's it. Like, you can't hide when someone actually wants to come with facts. They want to hide it behind this rosy story that about the settlers coming here and it was all good. Nah, it was some grimy shit going on.
Right.
Tell a real story.
And it's definitely related to why shit is happening the way it's happening today. But my fault. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom short. You had anything else to say on that?
Nah, you good. Nah, you good. You good. You good.
All right. So I'm gonna just say that I think it's bold of him saying that he's gonna cut funding. I think he's bluffing. I think he's just saying that shit to try to appease his market of racists. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if he really was to cut funding for something like that, there will be a lot more people trying to fight him down. So he's made a lot of bold attempts to do a lot of bold shit that never really happened. You know what I'm saying? So I think he can make threats like that, but I don't think he can easily just stop funding the Board of Education or fund them less because he doesn't like what's on the curriculum. He can attempt to, but I don't think he has that power. He can talk like he does, but I don't think he does. King So says, you ain't exposing it neither. You asked me for proof. You asked, I think I read that already. King So says, King So, stay relaxed. I stay zooted. That's what's up. Salute. And then he goes, Stephanie got jokes. You're not funny at all. Shut the fuck up. So the thing is with that, to prove he's not funny, you got to say something funnier than him when he's saying something funny.
And yeah, I wasn't telling a joke, man. I was like expressing real concern.
Right. So that's it goes.
But again, fuck you.
And okay, so you my nigga, man. We just want you to tell your story, man. It's all good. Mohammed Shakur says a lot of cops only become such because they were bullied. The rest just wanted power, but not all rapists were raped at one point. And King So says, I promise you niggas will get real humble in person. Keep running your mouth all you want. No worries. Yeah. Yo, King, so I'm gonna tell you, like I told Steph the other day, man, you gotta relax, man. You can't be arguing with, with people over the computer screen. That shit looks crazy, my dude. I don't know.
All of us.
I don't know if we really touched the nerve.
Yo, you know what's funny? You know what's funny to me is that like people see the way I talk and the way I dress and shit like that and really don't realize that I actually like to fight. So I will beat your ass and be laughing at your ass at the same time. So I always tell people like I wouldn't fuck with me if I was you. Just because you know what I mean? Like I don't fight that much.
Right.
But when I do, man, you taking a lot of other people's ass whipping, and that's unfortunate.
Right. So King So, man, just relax, man. You stay zooted, you know what I mean? You stay medicate, and just tell your jokes, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody tells a joke on you or at you, you got to take it with that same grain of salt you want people to take your jokes with. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just say that much. Mills Lay says, what a pussy ass move from Trump. Yeah, that was some bitch shit. But like I said, I think he's wolfing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just blowing smoke so keep the retention of the audience that he actually, galvanized, which is basically mostly just racist, overt and covert racist. You know what I'm saying? Miss Ravioli says, I'm seeking out degrees of addiction and degrees of abuse. Child abusers have other addictions other additional addictions. If weed is exempt, what's the issue? Y'all need more exemptions? Shaking my head. I just don't think that they could be correlated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand your point, but I think if you want to find out somebody's like, I think you need a better testing. You need a better grounds of a testing or survey to find out somebody's in the pedophilia than if they're addicted to a drug. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Redemption Song says, I'm still waiting for the Hoover building to be renamed. They ain't going to do that. So, and Virginia Sims says 45 counters to the 1619 project is him signing an executive order for patriotic education. He kept that white supremacist mentality alive. Good point. And Mohammed Shakur says, I have no sympathy for sexual predators, men and women of all kind. If you were abused, then go get help. Accountability. And Redemption says, agree with Schoolboy. Mohammed Shakur says, redemption, that's not happening unless they find another white person with a similar history as Hoover. Redemption says, Trump's behavior is expected. Facts. Mohammed says, as always, I see where Schoolboy is coming from. And HB2N says, if pedos don't go to an island, they should get a red pedo tattoo across their head, like they did in the Old Testament. Okay, that's not a bad idea.
Yo, I say we marked it with eye jammies at every corner. You know what I'm saying? You crossing the street, come over here, come get this fucking work, my nigga.
HB2N, what would you do though if you seen somebody with that pedo tattoo across their head and there was a woman in your family dating that pedo? What would you do then? I'll turn it back at you. What would you do? She brung a pedo to the family dinner. How would you feel then? Because you know there's a stupid ass woman somewhere that's still going to date that nigga, right? But anyway, Redemption says, I agree, Muhammad. Didn't say it was going to happen, just always had a problem with it well before the re-events. I don't know if you meant reenactment events. I'm not sure. Oh, the recent events. There we go. And then Mills Lane says, one side wants to defund police, one side wants to defund education. Hello, 2020. That's a good point. And Redemption says, and healthcare, Mills. Yeah, we live in a fucked up time right now. And Muhammad H. Shakur says, Redemption, honestly, you shouldn't have a problem with it, given the history of the FBI. They've been targeting us since the inception. I don't mean someone can't still have a problem with what's going on. But anyway, they've been targeting us, and I shouldn't have a problem with it, ? And Muhammad says, Schoolboy is not amused. Lovell says, internet gangster. I assume he's talking about King Soul. Redemption says, Jah, you're nuts. And King Soul says, argument, you're goofy for real. Okay. And Kalila says, anyway, glad to see Schoolboy back. Salute to the ranters. And salute to you, Kalila. Always great to see you. And King Soul says, I'm the same way, Schoolboy. I knock your teeth smooth out quick.
I mean, it's gonna be a whole bunch of teeth on the floor then. That's how this shit go, bro. You know how it go, yo. When you like that fucking work, hit me, nigga. Hit me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna kill me, nigga. But
Yo,
you gonna try, goddamn.
King Soul, let us know where you from, man. Let us know where you from and how old you are, if you don't mind. You just want to get a little demographic, if you don't mind. You're just trying to understand where you're coming from a little more. And Steph, you was about to say something?
I'm convinced King Soul is a 17-year-old white woman who just want to come on here and troll and use the N-word.
They don't use the N-word like that.
And got that stereotypical story. Yeah, I played basketball in college. Shut your ass up. No, you didn't.
What sports you play, Steph?
Damn, son. We can't hear you. There we go. Yep.
All right.
What sports did you play?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
I used to hoop.
Okay.
But
Brooklyn,
you've never heard me talk about me hooping, have you?
Nah, not really.
For what? I ain't make it to the league. What the fuck are we talking about?
All right, Brooklyn Hodge says, are those trigger fingers or Twitter fingers? And Muhammad Shakur says, redemption. No, the naming of the building that you shouldn't have a problem with. Shaking my head. You can't tell people what to have a problem with, Muhammad. See, that's why you and King Soul was arguing the other day. You know what I'm saying? Can't tell people what to have a problem with. Unless when you're doing your show, you can say whatever you want. But it just don't make sense, though. You can't tell people what to have a problem with. Miss Ravioli says, facts, Schoolboy. I just look like this. And Redemption says, okay. And then Miss Ravioli says, Jah, I agree. The drug addiction is just one facet in a greater experiment. By a show of hands, who wants their child taught or coached by someone on something other than weed? Well, if my son was into sports, you know what I mean, and his coach was like a cokehead, I'd be cool with him.
I would be too.
Yeah.
I don't think that coke is making motherfuckers go out here and rape people.
Right. I think that the teacher would just be real energetic, and they would be on point. That's what I think. HB2S says schoolboy head look like it's built for punishment. Pause. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
I mean, he basically saying like you're gonna have to hit me a few times before I'm gonna be sleep over here. Like it's gonna take some work, man.
Right. All right. Mohammed Scott says redemption. I'm not reading the back and forth today. I'm not doing it. Keenan Khan says schoolboy looks like the black kingpin. And Brooklyn Honjo says it's going to be a lot of teeth on the floor, schoolboy. Kalila says King Soul from Misery City. And his redemption is laughing at stuff. And King Soul says, cause you sucked at hoop. I played pro ball, Goofy.
Dog,
So
listen.
know where you
King
from.
So is the nigga. I got a whole routine about niggas like you, bro. You the type of nigga to have a chick cross town, be telling her, yeah, I play ball overseas, and be coming around with the fake European jerseys and the FIBA basketball, pretending like you hoop overseas and really you just stay with your moms. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you. I know the type.
So King Saul, are you saying we have a celebrity in the chat? Are you a celebrity? You say you play pro ball? Are you a celebrity? That's why you can't tell us what your name is?
That man plays the goddamn bench.
Or are you just lying blatantly in the chat? Because none of us will never know. Let us know where you from and how old you are, man. That's what I asked. I didn't ask if you played pro ball. And is college basketball considered pro ball or
no?
Okay. So did you play overseas, King Soul, or did you play here? Let us know. Talk to us.
That nigga probably played in the ABA. Thought he did something.
What's that? What's the ABA?
That's
I forgot
what it stands for, but it's like a semi-pro league.
Oh, okay. Mills Lane says, just an observation. Every time Logic reads one of King Soul's comments, I hear Kanye on Sway show. You don't have the answer, Sway. Good vibes, no doubt. And King Soul says, all athletics can't make it. All athletes can't make it. Injuries are all athletes' downfalls. Clowns know nothing about that, though.
Oh my, hey, this is the typical story. This is so cliche. Yeah, man, I would have made it to the league if it wasn't for my knee injury. Man, sit your ass down, King Soul. It's over.
Yo, King Soul, you know what I'm saying? If it's true that you went to a college and they molested you and that you twisted your ankle, you know what I'm saying? And you twisted your ankle, I feel bad for you, my nigga. I feel bad for you. And like I said, we will always let you tell your story up here. You know what I'm saying? And I think as long as you're not willing to pass on the hurt, because we talking about hurt people. As long as you're not willing to pass on the hurt, I think you should be able to teach like high school basketball or something. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to teach high school or junior high school basketball. You feel me? You might find a lane in that, like hanging with Cooper. What was you saying, Steph?
No, what's crazy is it started off with like a joke, but as I noticed his reaction, I got real concerned for dude. Like yo, we was just joking at first, but the way you responded makes it seem like you got this defense up, like you were really, really hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. King Soul just hack stuff shit, man. Anyway, Muhammad says, Jah, no one is telling people how to feel, and don't compare me to King Soul. He gets rocks off by trolling you and your shows. I merely have an exchange with someone. All right. I'm not gonna read the back and forth though. And Redemption says, pro ball for whom? Where'd you play pro ball? They want to know, King Soul. Was it for Ice Cube's league? Where did you play this pro ball that you speak of, my nigga? And King Soul says, a routine. He's laughing. So, yes, Steph is a comedian. And King So says, do y'all know how many levels of pros there are?
Yeah, that's that sucker
Let me
shit.
play
That's
for the
exactly
Charlotte
what somebody.
Banshees.
Thank you. That's what somebody says. Who plays their pro games at the community college?
Yo,
Bro,
King,
get out of here.
you sure you ain't go to college with me at community college? You sure he wasn't one of my? You sure he was, I think King So went to school with me, man. He's Redemption's job mad foul. I'm trying to be serious. I really am. I'm trying to be serious. King So says, where did you play, Steph? Steph, where did you play when you played basketball?
High school.
I answered my.
I didn't your shit's breaking up.
I
But
answered my name.
well, I didn't say what he said. I said Steph.
I said I answered to my name.
Right. So it's if you want to ask him again in his real name, I think you will get an answer out of him. Laura Valnelli says, so King So, what team did you play for? And HB2N says, King, I blew my knee out. So King, I blew my knee out. So that's your new AKA from HB2N. King, I blew my knee out. So Miss Ravioli says, does coke make a person hypersexual or hyper?
It sound like the. Hey,
We can't hear you. You're breaking up. King So's hacking your shit right now.
Yeah. At that school he went to blew his back out.
All I heard was something about the school he went to, blew his back out. Miss Ravioli says, does coke make a person hypersexual or hyposexual? If a person is already addicted / attracted to children, what effect does the substance have? ? I ain't talking about y'all unless I'm talking about y'all. No, you're not talking about us. I'm just saying that I don't think it's right for you to be passing a bill, trying to get a bill passed, where they're going to drug test people even more than they do already. And if you notice, it's always the bullshit jobs that drug test people for the most part. And with the exception of some important jobs, like I think Keenan was talking about working at a factory or whatever that deal with chemicals. But for the most part, it's always like the bullshit jobs that you could test for, and in some cases, important jobs. But like trading stocks, you know what I mean? I remember I had homies that used to work up there in the stock market and all that. They sniff all the coke they want and then go trade your stocks. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the big money jobs. You can do all the drugs you want. So for you to be advocating for them to pass a bill for niggas to be, drug testing people more than they already are, I just think it's problematic. You know what I mean? That's all. Anyway, and I don't think if you do drugs, you're somebody who can possibly molest people just because you do drugs. I don't think it's those two relate.
So here's another thing about coke, though. Once you do enough coke, your dick don't work.
See, Ms. Ravioli, so take coke off the list too. Take coke off the list too. Weed and coke. All right, King So says, kings don't got to explain nothing. If you don't know, you don't know. Well, I don't know. We don't know, my nigga. We don't know.
We don't even know who you are. Stop. Like, what classifies you as a king? What kind of king are you, sir?
All right, Lorvel says, Josh, stop it. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point.
Are you the Burger King, Bussy King? At this point, we got questions because you giving yourself a title with nothing behind it.
All right, Keenan says Mr. Cooper played for the Warriors. Facts. He did play for the Warriors. And HB2N says King So definitely that one nigga. If you beat him in 2K, he ready to scrap if you don't run it back. King So says you can ask about me in New Haven. You ain't too far, Logic. I'm all over the West Coast. You can ask about me in Texas too. I be everywhere. All right. So,
nigga, you was getting buckets in New Haven? Calm down.
So all right. So we're gonna ask about King So in these places you mentioned, King So. All right, but you didn't tell us where exactly you from.
What part of Texas?
Or what your name is? Or what your name is? Cause I'm sure they don't call you King So in these places, but I'll put a little. I'll put some. I'll ask my people in Connecticut, and in North and South California, if that makes you feel better. Redemption says this brother goofy as fuck. And Rosdell Far Rock says he played for Rutgers. He's talking about that park in Harlem, the Rutgers Park. And Mom Mexico says Miss Ravioli, valid point. Mills Lane says Stephon Marbury played ball in China. And King Soul says Steph borrowed his sister car every morning and babysits his baby mom's kids. You ain't schoolboy. Schoolboy gotta laugh. You gotta laugh out of schoolboy. You gotta bake him now.
All right. Well, I don't borrow anyone's cars. I own a car. You see what I'm saying?
There you go. All right. She borrows his car, my nigga. King Soul says you answered already, Steph. And Muhammad says Mr. Cooper was that dude though. And
Yeah. Mr. Cooper was that dude. King Soul, you ain't shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. King Soul, just go teach high school, my nigga. You'll be all right. HB2N says, what? He's the question mark. King Soul says, HB2N just admitted he has a soft spot for pedos. Shut the fuck up, nigga. And they're laughing at you. And then Redemption says, exactly, Ja. Many white-collar nut jobs running around. That's my point. So it's like, yo, they're already piss testing us for these dumbass jobs. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to put you want to pass a bill for them to be testing us more. I don't see why. HB2.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Like I've had some brushes with with that white girl, as they say. And when I started doing that a little bit more often than not at one point in my life, I realized a lot of people are doing coke. A lot. Just like when I first started smoking herb, a lot of people are smoking herb. They're at work, you looking them all in the face, and you don't even know. So, you really can't tell. But that being said, it's sort of like the whole, and I know people don't like to equate the two, but it's sort of like being gay. If you're gay, you're gay. Ain't shit, drugs, or nothing else like that gonna stop you from being gay if that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? Don't make you more gay or less gay if you on drugs or not. You just gay, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if you messing around with little kids, that's just what you like to do. Drugs don't have nothing to do with that.
Let me tell you something. I used to hate going to my date, like when I worked at like corporate America and shit. I used to hate going to like an office job after smoking a blunt. I used to try every morning. I could do it. I could smoke this blunt. I'll be all right. And then the drive to work would be fine. Everything be fine. It'd be as soon as I walk in that office and I see that chicken head lady behind the desk, that the receptionist, I'm like, oh, this bitch know I'm high. This bitch smoke too. Then as soon as I walk back in before I get to my desk, everybody I look at, I'm like, yo, this nigga know I'm high. This nigga know I'm high. I used to hate that shit. I couldn't enjoy it. HB2N says, I just believe in eye for an eye. All right, it's fair enough. Ms. Ravioli says, King Soul played with AI and was salty that night. AI said, them niggas got money. King Soul, you still upset you had to pay your own damn tab? Okay. Weed and coke exemptions for teachers. Yeah, they deserve it. And
they definitely do deserve it. They gonna deal with them damn kids. They gonna need some weed and coke.
And King Soul says he's the ranter's king. Yeah, okay. And Brooklyn Honcho says, do you know there are different levels of king? Keaton Collins says, laugh out loud. Khalida says, I don't know and really don't even care when it comes to so. And HB2N says, Steph didn't think that was funny at all. And Miss Ravioli says, King Soul, do I need to ask the teachers who you are? The techies, excuse me. My Omaha and Nebraska associates ain't got nothing better to do. And King Soul says, I run this show for real, King shit. And all right, salute to you. Redemption says, King shit literally.
Is that what it is? Is that why you come back so you can have your comments read? Oh man.
Lord Van Elite says a lot of people.
So us reading your comments really make your day, huh? You feel special, huh? Oh, you need validation. Oh, yeah, real king. Oh, you a whole hoe. You a whole seeking attention. Because I'm pretty sure your pictures don't get likes. All right.
All right, man. Strong words from Steph. King, if you need us, come back. You know what I'm saying? Come back. It's all good. I will read your comments, just as long as it's not going back and forth with niggas in the comment. And if you want to tell your story, we will let you tell your story. I can't reiterate that enough. You know what I'm saying? We don't shame people who've been abused up here. We laugh to keep from crying. All right. Redemption Song says king shit, literally or figuratively. Lord says a lot of black people do that white girl, aka coke.
Hey, what's that? What's the show? The show we was watching the other day on the channel. What's it called?
The show we were watching on what, this channel?
Yeah.
We were watching the show on this channel. I don't remember this.
Yeah, I'm about to say. You know
the film we reviewed.
No. You was at night.
Damn.
And there you go. You're back.
Wednesday, Thursday, or some shit.
Say it one more time.
You be streaming it every Thursday or Wednesday. Thursday. The little,
okay. Not the domestic violence joint, but the one about black families.
No, not Black Families. The domestic violence one.
Okay, so Silence Kills, hosted by Shahari.
Yeah, Silence Kills. Right. Have King So come on Silence Kills, man. He got a story to tell.
King So, have you been a victim of violence, domestic violence, molestation, anything of that nature? We will let you come up on one of these shows. You know what I'm saying? We being serious now. We're keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing funny about that. And if you've been molested, we'll let you talk about it. Kalila Bolin says, Schoolboy, you're right. You will quickly find out who runs in the same circles, especially with that white girl.
I'm gonna say this, man, and I don't advocate, because I've been sober for a while now. I don't advocate for a whole lot of drug use, but I will say that drugs, recreational drugs, are an incredible social amplifier. There are a lot of doors you're just not going to get into if you're going to be the person like, oh, y'all doing that? Like, you're going to have to figure out how to get your face right if you want to get into a lot of those doors, man. This is what it is.
Shit, I don't look down on nobody, but I ain't doing shit to get through no.
Yeah, you don't have to do the drugs, but you can't be making people feel uncomfortable while they let's say the same thing. Like, you smoking and you walking past people thinking that they know. Like, the thing that always kept me the thing that has always kept me from looking crazy when I'm smoking is I just assume that everybody knows I'm high. Then I just act like everybody just knows. It works for me.
All right, so Ms. Ravioli says, as I advocate, more and more, I recognize how many people do coke. I also witnessed many activities while I was a ground beef queen.
What is a ground beef queen?
Yo, Miss Ravioli, you're not gonna just leave it at that. You're not gonna just say you was a ground beef queen and then just leave. What the fuck is a ground beef queen, yo? Okay. Yeah, Redemption says facts. And Kalila says 15 years sober. Salute to you. And Ravioli says, I'm right here. You should look me up. The people are simply asking, who are you? Who brought it up? And Miss Ravioli loves a piece of everything. Miss Ravioli, what the fuck is a ground beef queen? Anyway, we're going to get to this next topic. And this next topic is about this. It was a story that happened in Colorado. Colorado school called sheriff on boy who showed his toy gun in virtual class. So now we're about to get into the more police brutality type stories, but this one is about a young man who got arrested showing his toy guns in class, in his remote learning class. And I'm going to play the video, and if there's more to be learned, we'll just go ahead and read the rest of the article. This comes to us from Vlad TV via 5KOAA.com 5.
Good evening. That's where we begin tonight. A local military family troubled by the way their child's school handled a situation last week in which their son showed a toy gun on his web camera during an e-learning session.
As VeeSmilez Andy Cohen reports, the school not only suspended their son, but also sent a sheriff's deputy to the house.
12-year-old Isaiah Elliott likes Nerf guns. He has quite a few of them. But when he showed this airsoft BB gun to his art class during a video conference last week, he got in a whole lot of trouble. His mom says he was suspended for 5 days.
She told me she had to contact the principal because of it. So next thing you know, the principal was calling me to notify me that the cops have been called and that they're on their way to our house.
The school resource officer at Grand Mountain School is an El Paso County Sheriff's deputy. He wrote in his report that the art teacher told the vice principal she assumed it was a toy gun, but was not certain. The deputy watched a video recording from the class and then went to visit the family. Danielle was at work and was worried sick about having law enforcement contact her son.
Especially with the current events with Shamir Rice, a 12-year-old boy getting killed over a toy gun. You know, these things are very scary and they're very real. And this is not the first time my son has faced racism or discrimination or anything like that.
She said the school requires students to keep their web cameras on during e-learning, and she was surprised to learn that the classes are recorded. She doesn't remember giving consent for that. No charges were filed. The deputy said he explained how serious the situation was and that if it happened again, Isaiah could be charged with interference with an educational institution. But Danielle says the whole ordeal was traumatizing for Isaiah.
If the school is so concerned with my son's safety, why not just call me first? If they were so concerned with his safety, why call the police and then give him this preconceived notion that my son is some sort of troublemaker?
She's since removed him from Grand Mountain and is looking to enroll in a different school. Always watching out for you, Andy Cohen, News 5.
All right, there you have it. And I'm gonna pause the picture on the gun really quick. And
the school resource.
I want your take on it. And I'm gonna start with you, Schoolboy. What's your take on this toy gun and them calling the cops to his home? And your mic is on Teddy Riley, just so you know.
Well, if that would have been Chad would have been just doing what boys do. But it looks like that the kid might be like maybe mixed race or something like that. And the art teacher, like usually the art teacher is cool. So obviously this one is just a bitch. And this fucking and the cops on some hoe shit. Oh, we don't got nothing else to do. It's coronavirus, and ain't nobody even out here driving, so we can't give nobody no ticket. So let's go over to this 14-year-old's house and see if that's a real gun. Shit look like a fake gun, bro. Like, come on.
Steph, your mic is on Teddy Riley.
Let me play devil's advocate, right? Say it's a real gun. You in a virtual class, what you gonna do? Shoot the computer?
I mean, if we're playing devil's advocate, the point is that he has a gun he has access to in the house, right? So wouldn't they be calling child services and not just the cops?
No, they were gonna leave it to the cops to handle that. Cops handle that when they come up and arrest. That matter of fact, they were trying to get that boy put in. It would have been no child services. That boy would have been in the juvenile detention centers, whichever one they had. I don't know how varies from state to state. But shit, yeah, he would have been there. So it would have been no need to call DCF. DCF.
All right, so let me really play devil's advocate real quick, right? So I get what you're saying. I agree that if it was Chad, they probably would have, made it more of a conversation or something like that. However, this is a picture of guns nowadays. Take a look at these pictures. You see this shit, Schoolboy?
Let me take a look. Yes.
These are how they're making certain guns now. And if you go to depending on which state you live in, where you can buy like a rifle or a shotgun over the counter, they even have those where they're more compact and for children and colorful. But they have these type of guns nowadays where they're colorful on the bottom and metallic on the top. You know what I mean? So this shit is not far-fetched. And then when we go back to the gun he had, outside of the trigger, it looks pretty similar to like one of these type of things right here. You know what I'm saying?
It had the little orange tip on the end, so you know it's fake.
It did have the orange tip. That and the trigger was one of the main giveaways, right? But as you know, if the kid is trying to be funny you don't really have to show the tip. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to show the top of the gun. You can just show the handle. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, they definitely had the orange tip on the gun. But
that's the thing, though. You could have got that kid killed by calling the police. Like
true.
you said, no parent was called. Mom was like, "Why you ain't call me?"
Right.
Because that legit could have got that kid killed on site.
Not to mention
we seen Tamir Rice.
Right.
No questions were asked.
Not to mention the teacher did say that they believe it was a fake gun. The teacher did say they believed it was a fake gun. You know what I mean? But they also said, hold on, Monty. Hold on.
Yeah.
But they also, you know, there's some writing on it also. You know what I mean? That obviously shows some bullshit. Well, we don't know how he angled it, what he showed or whatever. So I'm gonna go to the comments. We're gonna see what the people believe. But you're right. He could have got killed. He definitely could have got killed. So to go back to the other thing, Miss Ravioli, you gotta tell us what the fuck did you mean by that? So Redemption says, I don't understand that neither. Ground beef queen, we don't know what that means. And Workson, salute Workson says, I repeat, it's just the weed. And King Soul says, nigga, I've never been Vic. I just study and had info for you to prove that boule shit. You can stop with the story jokes. You know people can go back and see this. You're playing yourself.
Yo, you studied boule? You studied boule shit? So you studied gay shit? You was doing homosexual investigations. You took time out your day to go learn about it. Bro, what does that say about you?
Brooklyn Hodge says, Logic spoken like a true nigga. I don't look down on nobody, but I ain't doing shit. Love Vanessa says, what the fuck is a ground beef queen, Miss Ravioli? We need answers, Miss Ravioli. And King Soul says, I said, look me up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all make your own narrative. Stop, Miss Spaghetti. Stop. We can't look you up because that's not your name. We need your name to look you up. But anyway, Redemption says, ridiculous. What happens to going to the principal office or getting sent home? And he says, oh, okay, e-learning. So even if it was e-learning, there should have been something in place, you know what I'm saying, for them to actually reprimand him without actually sending the police, aka the death squad, to his house. You know what I'm saying? They definitely should have had another way of getting to the bottom of that. Like Steph said, they could have spoke to his mother. I think they could have sent child services over there. They could have made sure it was the same gun when they seen it was a toy gun. I think there's a lot of ways they could have went. King Soul said, I said ask, not look. Wait, okay, all right. Sweet D says, here we go with the fuck shit. And Lord Venelli says, oh, why are the schools recording the virtual classroom? So I don't know if they recorded it, but they're saying that's what he did during the actual during the virtual class. And if they did record it, I don't think that's a bad idea, because if somebody's not there for class because they were sick, they could always go back and, you know, watch the episode, not episode, but they can go watch their lessons for that day. Not to mention, even if you just want to go over your notes, that might be something good to go over your notes with some video.
But I'm about to say, but I don't think you should be able to record it without permission. I think that's what the mama was getting at. Like, yo, I didn't give y'all permission to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Brooklyn Hunter says, fuck that. That's a threat. And Redemption says, I don't know if I have a problem with the response exactly. And Mills Lane says, doesn't seem like rules are set up properly for schooling. You can chew gum during Can you chew gum during e-learning? I think that they're learning as they go along. So you got a good point there. Lovell says, some people have never seen a real gun, so they assume anything that looks like a gun is a real gun. By the way, yeah, that makes sense too. Mills Lane says, Chad's parents brought him guns already. Definitely like the ones I was talking about that you can buy over the counter at the sporting goods store. You can buy, like, you know, shotguns and all that, the rifles. You can get them size for children as well. You know what I mean? So Chad parents definitely buying them guns. And Lorville says, Ja, where did you find those LGBT firearms? Laugh out loud. Yo, just Google colorful guns, man. Them shits is out there. You know what I mean? They are making guns that are more appealing to children, especially because in other communities, they're actually training their children way younger than we train ours. Steph?
I was about to say, my ex-wife, I went shopping to buy her a gun. And I seen it was like purple guns, blue guns, and they got all kind of colored guns, right? That's why I said, yo, let's just assume the gun is real. But what is he gonna do with it? Because like guns do come looking crazy like that nowadays. And plus with modifications, you can do pretty much anything. But like you said,
True.
it got that orange tip on the front, the clear, the little trigger thing is goofy. I mean, if you don't know better, I guess you can think that's a real gun. Yeah.
Redemption Song says, it really depends on the footage itself. What were the what were the child's actions? So that's a good point as well. Brooklyn Honcho says, Steph, no, the kid could have got himself killed. Nobody going to show a potential murder weapon. That's a subliminal message. So he's saying that he could have been threatening his peers. He's saying that he could have hurt himself if it was a real gun. So those are reasons.
If that was the case, I think that would have been mentioned. If he was threatening somebody, I think that would have been mentioned. But they didn't leave it out, so I didn't just assume something. I didn't assume that's why he showed it. I mean, he's a kid. Kids like, hey, I got this cool looking gun toy, and I'm showing it off to my friends who are also online. Like, kids do shit like that. Like, what is he, 10? A 10-year-old would do something dumb like that because they don't think about it. They're not thinking about that in depth.
Shit, a teenager would do something dumb like that.
Right.
King Soul says, no, Steph, you research homo shit. You're the one with the Gilliam pics in your phone from that last show. Stop playing yourself. And Redemption says, they said it was recorded. The mother said she was unaware and did not consent. So there, you was right about that. And that part kind of went over my head. Sweet D said they should have let the parent know that they were being recorded. I agree there as well. And King Soul says, I studied Steve Coakley and found out about Dick Gregory. Been exposed it too. Why y'all got a problem with my proof? We don't have a problem with your proof, my nigga.
Stop reading this nigga comments. Fuck him. Stop reading his comments. I'm tired of this bitch ass nigga in the comments won't drop his name. If we can look you up, then we can look you up. Motherfuckers got my name. You know me. You know me. Where you at?
Nobody have a problem with you. We just said we're
no, we got a problem because you a bitch. You weren't such a bitch, we wouldn't have a problem with you. Stop acting like a bitch. What's your name, boy?
Yo,
boy, boy.
Your mic is on Teddy Riley, schoolboy.
Nah. I had to answer that phone call. But anyway, hey, let's not feed the trolls too much anymore this morning, man. It's already late in the day. Let's get through it, man. And what the hell is a ground beef queen? Does anybody know what a ground beef queen is?
We're still waiting.
Want to disappear now.
We're still waiting on the fucking what the fuck is a ground beef queen? We're still waiting on that. So sticking to the school and the prisoner pipeline type conversation we're having, because they obviously were trying to put that kid in jail. Texas governor wants teacher fired for comparing cops to KKK slave owners. This comes us from the New York Post, and it says Texas Governor Greg Abbott is calling on state education officials to investigate a teacher who gave an unauthorized assignment to students that compared cops to slave owners and KKK members. The Republican governor shared his disgust Sunday on Twitter over the assignment, featuring a 5-panel political cartoon starting with a slave owner holding his knee on a black man's neck and ending with a police officer on a black man's neck who says, "I can't breathe." A clear reference to George Floyd's police-involved killing in Minneapolis in May. A KKK member, a white sheriff, are also included in the cartoon, both whom are depicted with their knees pressed into a black man's neck. A teacher in a Texas public school comparing police officers to the KKK is beyond unacceptable, they quote Abbott saying. He tweeted that, and he also tweeted, the teacher should be fired. I'm asking the Texas Education Agency to investigate and take action. And I'm not going to read all his words. Obviously, he's angry. He's big mad. But what are your thoughts? If your child came home with an assignment like this, what was your thought? What would your thought be, schoolboy?
And the assignment was calling excuse me, was this about the Kyle Rittenberger? Was this the Kyle Rittenberger story? It's like we lost Logic, or maybe I lost you guys. Can you guys hear me? Steph, can you hear me?
I hear you, bro.
Okay. So he's asking me about I was a little bit distracted. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
You were asking me about what would I do if my child came home with an English paper talking about what?
Talking about that, it was a comparison that the teacher was trying to make. He wanted the children to make the comparison in a report, I guess, an assignment, and it was comparing KKK members and slave owners to police.
Oh yeah, that's legit. That's legit. That's what it is. The FBI said in I want to say 2006 that white supremacists were infiltrating the police departments. To this date, they have not released the unredacted memo related to the research that they had for that. We know, as a matter of fact, that there are white supremacists in police departments. They call them ghost skins. They don't wear tattoos. They look just like me and you, but they're white supremacists, and that's the justice that they're aiming for. You know, so the KKK, the police, slave owners, they all on the same team. That's an actual fact. That's not an opinion. That's what Congress says. You know, so it is what it is. If the Texas governor wants a teacher fired for that, then maybe he just doesn't understand history. But it is what it is. The KKK, the police, and slave owners are all on the same team.
Steph, your thoughts?
No, I'm with Schoolboy on this. They literally they did an investigation last year where they found thousands of police officers posting racist stuff on their Facebook page openly. The only thing they did to verify it was just people, even if they had the police officer's name from they did it in a bunch of major cities. That's why you see a lot of stuff going on with Philly in their police system. All they did was go on Facebook, look up an officer, and if he had marked his job as the police department of whatever said city was, they did like 5 cities, and then they would look on his page, and there you go. Didn't have it. And this is the stuff. This is not hacking into his page. It's not doing none of that. Just seeing that they were publicly posting racist stuff as everything from police officers, saying people, these niggas deserve getting killed, to anti-Black Lives Matter stuff, to Klan stuff. Like it was thousands of people, and this is just 5. And this is just 5 cities they did 5 major cities. That's it. You see what I'm saying? It's a commonly known thing. It's not an accident that Black people don't fuck with the police. It's not an accident.
Right. All right. With that being said, I'm going to say hopefully this teacher makes it through without losing their job due to this hater. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Let me see. Not going to the back and forth with King Soul shit, but Miss Ravioli says at Lawville in the league, anyone who doesn't know that the free tablets and iPads are recording everything in the household while on and off, audio and visual, is not woke. It is in the fine writing. And Workson says ground beef with the mac and cheese. And Miss Ravioli says, I worked in fast food after my divorce. So is that what you meant by ground beef queen, Miss Ravioli? Working in fast food after your divorce from Lucifer? Her divorce from Lucifer, she specifies. Lord Vanessa says, Miss Ravioli, I know that already, but I didn't know virtual schools can record students without their permission. So I think they're saying there's a difference between being spied on and actually having something on the books of a recording. King Soul says niggas want my name, but their shit say JahLogic, Steph, and no jokes, and Schoolboy. But you want me to give my name? Fuck out of here. Well, I don't know, man. You might go find me under my name. You can actually. You spoke about us asking people about you in Texas and California and I guess Connecticut. And the thing is, if you ask people about JahLogic, they'll actually know who he is. Like if you actually ask people in several states. So I don't know if people know you as King Soul in those states. That's why I wish. And then I really want to know your age because you kind of you strike me as young. You know what I'm saying? You strike me as kind of young. So, but anyway, Virginia Sim says teacher wasn't wrong. Laura Vanelli says get the likes up. HB2N says a better report would have been comparing the KKK to BLM. And King Soul says nobody in the chat has their real name except maybe Rubber Band Man. What the fuck? Y'all funny as hell. Everybody trying to find the king like I'm Tekashi. Well, if you think Tekashi is another king, then
yo, stop reading this fuck nigga comments, man.
Yeah, but
I don't want to read another word from a bitch ass nigga, dog.
Yeah, I feel you, but you ain't gotta you know what I'm saying, be so turned by it because then he's gonna just keep doing it. Redemption says that's why it's called a screen name. What pro team again? So we're still waiting for the pro team you work. You said you play basketball, and he said everybody pull up your real names. Kelso says top of the morning.
Hold on. Let me get to this, nigga. Have you been watching this show? You said you've been with us when we had 4 people in the chat, nigga. If you're watching the show, you know where I live and you know my name. Stop the dumb shit, bro. Like it's not a secret. Nothing is a secret. Goofy ass boy. You gonna be talking out your ass. You say you watch the show, right? Logic, how many times I said where I'm from?
Yeah.
We just talked about it earlier today. I'm from Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah.
I just did that. We just brought up a topic. Steph, this from your city, right? Yes, nigga. What the fuck is you talking? Like, pay attention. Wake up, dumbass nigga. Did you go to college? They don't teach you critical thinking? They don't teach you how to learn context clues? Did you learn nothing, dumbass boy? God, I can't stand you dumbass niggas. God. Stop reading his comments, man.
Yo, Steph about to have an aneurysm, man. Everybody calm down. Oh, man, that was hilarious. I'm sorry, man. I was cracking up during that whole thing. Hey, man, don't be putting me on the big screen. My lips all chapped and shit, man. I done drove all night and woke up in the middle of the fucking morning and shit, bro.
My fault. I had to. My wife was running the blender, so I was looking for a distraction. My bad. Kelso says, "Top of the morning, good people. Salute
What's
to you."
What's up, Kelso?
King So. Works says King So. Hell nah. And HB2N says, "Low key Logic. Are you and Shammy going to re-release Time to Heal? ? I really don't know what's going to happen with that. I've been thinking about reaching out to the big homie and seeing what he want to do with the audios. Of course, that has to be a conversation between everybody involved. So Schoolboy, Aunt Clematis, Ebony, and everybody who was involved with that demonstration will have to be cool with it. I think his page is getting some, good traction right now with him re-releasing the other episodes that he just got back. So if he wants to re-release them and the team is cool with it, I don't have any problem with it. So we all know that was a classic time and moment in time. So
That was magic, man.
That was
magic.
Yeah, that was a classic time. So salute to everybody who was involved with that. Salute to everyone who watched it, and salute to the people who still go to the shows, even though we're almost 3 years out and still leave comments. You know what I mean? We only have like one of those shows up, and we still get comments every other few days on those, on those videos. So that's what's up. And Redemption is, I think she was laughing at Steph. HB2N said, Steph in his bag right now. Pay attention. And Copper Aboriginal was laughing. And King Soul, of course, he wanted to get at you after that. So I'm going to spare you that. You know what I mean? And the Virginia Slim he got his popcorn ready. Kelso says, Steph got real beef with bruh. He finna go in the dark web and pay for a hit. No dope.
No. If I got beef with a nigga, I handle it personally.
Right. So Kelso says, dumbass boy. And Miss Ravioli says, remember, everyone is an individual. That is the truth. I just had an interaction with a DeKalb Police Department. Turns out the WM, I think, woman sergeant also do not get emotional like Steph around people around police department.
So basically, you just got a ticket.
That's what it sounds like. But what are you trying to say, Miss Ravioli?
You should have told him. You should have told him out here doing Meals on Wheels. Goddamn, you can't arrest me, nigga. I'm an essential worker.
Should have said I'm the ground beef queen. They probably would have let you off with a warning.
Oh man. And Jason said Steph's so heated, he got the audio fucking up. So
right.
When you get loud, I think the audio will get choppy. Sweet D said, y'all better leave Steph alone. Laugh out loud.
Hey man.
King So say wasn't.
Hey.
And Kelso says, your wife a juicer? Ladies, take notes. Yeah. And Donna Lee says, King So, you've just been ethered. Kelso says, woman who juice love you better. Facts. Workson said, let's go, Shammy. All right. So, Shammy, if you're listening, everybody on this side still is rooting for you. You know what I mean? Much salute to you, respect to you. King Soul says, go play your Salento playlist and shut the fuck up. You've been cooked talking about Lord Vel. Keenan says, Shammy is a comical genius. And they don't make them like they used to, Keenan. You know what I mean? The Shammies, the Patrice O'Neills, they don't make them like they used to. You feel me? Brooklyn Hunter says, Schoolboy better look at wait, what? Schoolboy looking better already since the show started. So
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, when I first got on this shit, boy, it looked like somebody punched me in my face. My shit was all puffy and shit. I was fucked up, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Brooklyn says, laughter is the cure. Yeah, no doubt. And Kelso says, Shammy in here, the ultimate black himself. Netflix. And King So says, okay. And Keenan says, pussy ass nigga, Steph. Miss Ravioli says, white male. Okay, no ticket. I was assisting a DV victim. Okay, all right. HB2N says, if Steph act like that around PD, he's finna get. Nah, I'm not saying that.
Hey, niggas got no respect out here, man. No respect.
None.
This audience needs help.
Yeah, I told y'all this shit gonna get us canceled before we even get started. Like niggas gonna be like, did you say this in season 1 and all this? They gonna be just shit. Virginia Slim said, bring back Woola Wednesdays. And King So says, y'all remember he about something about Lord Vel said he gotta take something off the playlist. And Kelso's laughing. So yeah, man. With all that being said, you feel me? There's a couple stories I did want to get to. We did not get to all the police brutality stories that I wanted to talk about. It might have been a little bit disheartening to talk about them all anyway in one sitting. However, you know what I mean? But we speak about the young man getting the police called to his house, and we speak about them asking the young people to talk about, talking about police being compared to KKK as a school assignment. I think it's only right that we mention a few stories where teenagers were being brutalized by police. And we're going to play this video. This comes to us from Vlad TV. It says cops in Lafayette, Louisiana, seen punching teen while 2 officers hold him down. So this is on Instagram. It happened in Lafayette, Louisiana. And here's the video, and we're going to play it.
What's your hands? What's your deal, man? Back up, like hands. Oh, necessary, man.
All right, so that's the video of what happened in Louisiana. And when we read the actual caption, it says, repost this and show it to the world. Let them see that the city and community see and ask yourself if this, let the city and community see and ask yourself, if this were your child, would you accept this? This is just a 16-year-old kid, really Lafayette Police Department. So y'all come, this how y'all coming, huh? We need his full first name, middle and last, and badge number. Throwing punches is not a police policy. He threw 5 or 6 direct blows. So I don't know if you guys seen that part, but I'm gonna play it again without the noise or the audio. But well, actually, it's not letting me play it again because it wants me to put it on Instagram. But he did hit him about 5-6 times straight to the head. And well, actually, I think I got it playing again. But
he all right, man. He all right. He all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit like light work, bro.
I mean, they was holding his hands down the whole time, though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna finish reading the caption after it. They do direct blows with his fist to the young man's head. That's a visual example of excessive force. There is also more video, and they ask you to call 337-291-8600. That number, once again, is 337-291-8600. Call your chiefs of police and file complaint. Send this video to everyone you know. So, and Schoolboy, that's your take on it? He'll be all right?
I mean, he got up like he wasn't hurt by it. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit to court, see if you can get some money. But he all right, man. Like, motherfuckers out here dying. You took a couple licks. Like, you for those of us who've been jumped before, you know what I'm saying? After you get to a certain point, you're not getting hit by everybody because they hitting each other and, you know, they giving a little off the arm shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit ain't really hitting you directly no more because so many people hitting you. So it looks like that's probably what happened. It don't look like he took a whole lot of direct hits, man. He'll be all right. Get that money, brother.
Steph?
Honestly, it's not enough video, right? We don't know what happened prior. We just seen him. We've seen the officer take a few strikes, but we don't know what Dog was doing. Just be, if we're just being critical of, you know, objective thinking. I didn't see enough. Do I believe it's a possibility? They say it's more video, but I always find that sketchy when they say there's more video and they don't have it right away. It's like, nigga, why not? Why don't you have the video?
Right.
But yeah, it didn't seem that big of a deal. Maybe they thought it was a big deal because he's a teenager. I don't know. Maybe the boy was literally doing nothing, and that's why he got his, behind whooped and thrown to the ground. I mean, he was doing nothing. That's why they were so outraged by him getting thrown to the ground and punched like that. But if you were actually doing whatever wrong and then you try to resist and they did that, that's light work. Like, you know, it really is light, man. Like you said, the boy got up, walked off. You see, they was like, yeah.
But you know what?
Get that check, man.
Not gonna get that check if we don't make a big deal out of it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers got to make a big deal out of it. So
it's already viral. So
he's supposed to be on the floor screaming, like, You're supposed to be wilding the fuck out. That's how you get that check, man.
Oh, I can't walk. My legs, Charlie Murphy.
All that shit. All that. All right, so this comes to us from Vlad TV. This is another scenario. So I wonder what y'all think about this. This is in Sarasota County. Sarasota County Deputy Neil Pizzo was placed on leave after 17-year-old Terrence Devon Reed III was hospitalized due to a violent altercation with the corrections deputy. And this is the surveillance footage, and it was in a Florida juvenile center. And here's this video. And it doesn't have any audio. I don't believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's no audio. And as you can see, they probably was talking, shit to each other. And the little homie stood up. And, he stood up kind of, bucked a little, but he didn't hit him. And they commenced to put hands on him. So it looks like the black cop was almost trying to get him out of a scenario to where they say, look, we got him. But it only made it worse because once the apprehended him, this dude ended up putting more hands on him. He's in cuffs now. We got a real good comment that came in while we were watching this. And Rosdell says, it ain't that bad until it's you or a family member. What do you think about that? And this goes to you and Schoolboy.
I feel when people say that, it is what it is. It would have been worse if it was me or a family member. But the fact of the matter is, now at least he can get to the bag. That's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, take that shit to court, bro. Take that shit to court. Try to fight that shit there and get that money.
And what I was talking about is like if he was actually out here being guilty of whatever it was they came out there for, like you out there violating whatever, and they came to put hands on you and you was fighting them originally. Like if I'm fighting somebody originally and then I can't get mad at how they respond. You know what I'm saying? Like you do what you said, Alex. But all we had was the end of it. All I was saying was he looked to be okay as far as his health wise, which is really in the end of it the most important thing. He's not dead. We've seen these situations happen up with a person's not walking away. You know what I'm saying?
They're playing the second angle of this, and this dude has been they say been suspended. Do you think rightfully so?
Oh yeah, he should have been suspended.
He should be fired. And I think
or that too.
And I also think that we're not even allowed to beat our children in this generation. So why are other people allowed to beat our children? I never understood that. So when I worked in the juvenile facilities, and they would talk about how they had to restrain the youth. I was a counselor, so I wasn't in there like I wasn't in there in that capacity. I would come in and do workshops, and then when they come home, help them get back in school, find jobs, things like that. But they had people who are also called counselors, but they really were like COs for juveniles. And the way they would have to restrain them, if they're restraining them, is like they would have to slam them on their chest. You know what I mean? Like real crazy shit. You feel me? And I always thought, it's like, yo, if you can't beat your child, why can the system beat your child? You know what I'm saying? That shit never made any sense to me.
Yeah, they got a monopoly of violence.
Yeah. And Brooklyn Honcho says, Schoolboy, we judge abuse of power by if the person lives or stays conscious? Question mark.
I didn't say that, but yes and no.
Steph, you want to answer that question? You're on Teddy Riley, bro.
No, that's not what I was saying. Like I was just saying I did not see what happened beforehand. I was trying to be objective and see if this was a abuse of power or if this was just them responding to how he was reacting. All we seen by the time we seen him, he was on the ground. He got punched. We got punched in the head. They said the head, but when I looked at it, I thought it was the side, but it wasn't really. It really wasn't that good of a picture.
It was definitely a side of his head. But
Okay.
HB21 says Steph got his thinking cap on. HB21 also says, I'll take 100 more of these videos over shooting deaths. So that's a good point too. You know what I mean? But it's fucked up when you live in a world where you got to take one injustice over another though, instead of not taking any. You know what I mean?
Sure, dude.
And Brooklyn Hunter says literally holding and jumping people is whole shit. 12 giving it up 12. Fuck 12. And Rosdell says, what more evidence do y'all need to see? And yeah, so there's a lot more stories like this that we were going to talk about, and we already passed the three hour. But you know, me personally, I don't need to see anymore. I know that this shit is real, and I didn't read the back and forths in the comment, but I want to give a honorable mention to King So and Lorville and the league. They're going back and forth in the comment, and apparently Lorville put some type of typo in there. You know what I'm saying? That alluded to that made King So call him some type of bati boy and all this shit. So they're having fun in the comments or whatever. So yeah, I'll just say that much. But we're not going to read the back and forths, you know what I mean? But I do like to acknowledge people who take the time to read comments. And if you're joking and you're funny, we'll read it. But if you're not funny, Steph might get, frustrated with you and spaz on you. However, we would like to know where you from and your age range, and that particular is for King So. So they had a lot more stories I wanted to talk about, some dealing with death, people killing their loved ones and things of that nature. Definitely not going to end a Friday show on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would be fair to end the show on that. And but speaking of I think this story is funny though, and we're going to go into this because it's still about law enforcement. I think this story is a little funny, and it also goes into why we shouldn't just take somebody serious because they have a badge and a gun. And with that being said, let me pull up this story, and let me know if you guys think it's funny as I do. So I think this shit is hilarious. And this story comes to us from Vlad TV. And it says, Florida man arrested for impersonating a cop after, get this, pulling over an off-duty officer. So there's a video. So I'm just going to play the video. And
Big story. Detectives say he was driving what could have been a cop car. It had the sirens and the lights, but what he did not have was a driver's license or a badge. Badges are important. But the off-duty officer he's accused of pulling over, now he had both of them. News 6's Amanda Castro walks us through how a man is accused of impersonating an officer in Seminole County.
While I'm going home, the gentleman flew past me and his car danced. So I thought he might have been intoxicated. I didn't want him to hurt himself.
This body camera video from March 29th showing the moments after Castleberry police say 40-year-old Omar Ford tried to pull over an off-duty Orlando police officer. It happened along Red Bug Lake Road near Doster Drive. Ford telling police he thought the other driver was impaired.
I blew my horn and I flashed the light and I put my speaker up and I pulled next to him and said, hey, slow down. You're going to hurt yourself.
Ford says he works for the security company Criminal Task Force and was on his way home driving his security guard vehicle. Police say he flashed lights and used sirens as he was trying to get the other driver to slow down.
When he tried to stop him, he could look over and see. And since he's a policeman himself, he knows about the uniforms and the jurisdictions. And he knew it wasn't a Castleberry or Seminole County or a trooper. So he called us right away to get this person stopped and questioned.
In the body camera video, Ford tells police he was not trying to impersonate an officer.
I was not trying to
listen. All right.
I understand what you're saying.
By the way this vehicle looks, by the way you're dressed with the insignia.
Well, this is the company's uniform.
Okay, I understand that. But when you try to pull over a citizen, a citizen would mistake this all day for a law enforcement officer.
Police say he was also driving on a suspended license. The state attorney's office filing charges against Ford this week. He has since bonded out of jail. News 6 traffic safety expert Trooper Steve Montiero sharing these tips for traffic stops, including pulling over in well-lit areas, calling 911 to confirm it's a real officer, and always ask for their identification.
So many people can go out and buy a badge nowadays that looks like a cop. That identification comes specifically from the issuing agency and will let you know that's a real cop or not.
In Castleberry, Amanda Castro getting results. News 6.
So there you have it. That dude, he pulled over a cop. thinking that the other dude was intoxicated, even though he didn't even have a fucking driver's
Vehicle.
license, and claimed whole time he was working security. And what's your thoughts on that stuff?
Yo, the fact that this nigga is pulling people over and your license ain't valid, nigga is ill, dog. This nigga on one, bro. And you know when a nigga like, no, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't impersonate no officer, man.
He said that was his uniform. That was his uniform.
And he knew, especially at nighttime, he knew he was gonna look like a cop. And because that's why he hit the lights and hit the siren to seem official. So when they pulled over, you're like, yeah, why you going so fast? You know what I'm saying? DMX got in trouble for this same shit. He was on coke. I have reason to believe that this brother is coked out.
He could have been smoking the woolers, you know what I mean?
Oh, this brother owns something. And if you see his mugshot afterwards, he looked like he was shot out.
Oh, let me pull up his mugshot.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, he looks sober to me. He just look like a go hard. Like he died for this shit, Craig type shit. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear his excuse though when he was talking that shit?
Play it again.
This
is my favorite shit.
Flashed the light and I put.
He thought the other driver was impaired.
I blew my horn and I flashed the light and I put my speaker up and I pulled next to him and said, "Hey, slow down. You're gonna hurt yourself."
Ford says he works for the security company Criminal Task Force and was on his way home driving his security guard vehicle. Police say he flashed lights and used sirens as he was trying to get the other driver to slow down.
When he tried to stop him, he could look over and see. And since he's a policeman himself, he knows about the uniforms and the jurisdictions. And he knew it wasn't a Castleberry or Seminole County or a trooper. So he called us right away to get this person stopped and questioned.
In the body camera video, Ford tells police he was not trying to impersonate an officer.
I was not trying to
listen. All right.
I understand what you're saying.
By the way this vehicle looks, by the way you're dressed with the insignia.
Well, this is the company's uniform.
Okay, I understand that. But when you try to pull over a citizen, you know, a citizen would mistake this all day for a law enforcement officer.
Police say he was also driving on a suspended license. The state attorney's office filing charges against Ford this week. He has since bonded out of jail. News 6 traffic safety expert Trooper Steve Monteiro sharing these tips for traffic stops, including pulling over in well-lit areas, calling 911.
So the other thing I think is bullshit is the whole what they're trying to tell you to do when you get pulled over. They said to call cops. You already know what happens when you call the cops on other cops. They just turn up on you.
Ain't gonna do nothing but get your ass whooped, man. I don't even know why they be telling people that shit.
Right. And telling you how obviously people can be impersonating cops and all that shit. You know what I mean? So the situation is real, you know what I mean? But at the same time, the advice that they're giving, I don't know how much that advice can do to help you in a scenario like this. Bill Zane says, top flight security of the world, Craig. Keenan says, you ain't one of us, boy. Get. You know what I mean? So yeah, they definitely don't accept him as one of their own. Brooklyn Honcho says, is that King Soul out here pulling niggas over? And King Soul says, last reporter. And Laurel says, hold up, he was a fake officer. Yeah, he was. He claimed he was doing security work and their outfits are identical. But the nigga did try to pull over somebody for speeding, and he thought that person was intoxicated. But that person that was speeding that he felt was intoxicated, which very well could have been, happened to be an officer himself. So the shit kind of backfired on him.
Hey, Logic.
Yep.
This ain't that nigga first time doing that.
Nah, I doubt it.
That nigga done did it a couple times. And like, hey, let me see the license. All right, I'm gonna let you go with a warning. That type.
I wonder what type of shit he got away with doing that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how many people he pulled over and was able to harass with that shit. Brooklyn Hunter says, notice how the media talking that rap sheet shit about his license. True indeed. I want to know if the cop was really drunk though. That's what I want to know.
Facts. And peep this, right? You notice how they kind of if the nigga really thought you was driving crazy, right? That's why he pulled you over. They didn't even really address that. But you noticed earlier we was talking about an article and they were bringing up George Floyd. They say police involved shooting, not murder, not calling it what it is.
Right.
Notice the wording when it comes to us.
Yeah, and they're gonna bring up his. I mean, it's funny, but they're gonna bring up his only bit of rap sheet, which is his license, like Brooklyn Honcho said. But they're not bringing up the fact that he had to tell this person to slow down. You know what I'm saying? I would like to know why he had to tell him to slow down. You feel me? But I agree with you too. It's not his first time doing no dumb shit like this. And Keenan says, "Did J Doug quit?" Well, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. That last episode where we were speaking about the white woman and what's the nigga name? Ron Jeremy and all this. He got real heated. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Who knows what's going on with J Doug? But salute to J Doug wherever he is. Mike from Boston says Mills Lane gave Reagan that work. And Mills Lane salute back basically to Mike from Boston. Miss Ravioli says typical officers attempt to flip the script. How is a citizen trying to impersonate an officer when officer knows what an officer looks like, unless the officer is under the influence? So that's a good point as well. If his outfit is totally different and you can tell because his outfit is totally different, why are you trying to flip the script and say he impersonated a cop versus saying, okay, getting to the real bottom of it, which is, was this cop drunk driving? You know what I mean? Which is starting to sound like that he was, because we didn't even hear anything from the cop. You know what I'm saying? We didn't see the cop on the body cam talking to the other officers. We didn't see anything, which I would have liked to see. So Keenan says he's definitely got some top from some speeding damsels. I mean, if he did, I think they're going to come out on him now. This will be the time to say this cop made me give him top. You know what I'm saying? And so
I would be, hey, as a woman, you get mad how embarrassed you be. You done stoop that low to avoid a traffic ticket from a fake cop.
That nigga the whole time was a security officer. That's fucked up. King So says, Brooklyn Honcho, I know you don't want. Come on, King So. And Brooklyn Honcho says, J Doug tweaked last week on y'all. It ain't been back since. Oh, gotta go look up your rat sheets. And Miss Ravioli says, Steph, exactly. They gloss over the officer driving erratic. I called the police sergeant on the police the other night. I didn't see uniforms. I observed the individual's behavior. Spitting backo. And HB2N says, if a female cops you to eat the box or go to jail, what you gonna do?
Is she white?
I don't think it should matter. What are you gonna do? I think
What do you mean it don't matter? It do matter.
It
do definitely matter. If it's a white woman, take me to jail. Like that.
I'm recording that shit. I'm getting money. I'm getting my check. Miss Ravioli said, I told J Doug that Miss Ravioli loves him. You know what I mean? And King So says, yo, why is it? Come on, King So, after you just read Brooklyn Honcho saying my name, what the fuck, Logic? Listen, man, I just don't want to read the back and forths, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why. You feel me? And Miss Ravioli says, I told Jay. So yeah, we all got love for J Doug up here. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if things get too emotional for him or we make him too mad at our point of views or whatever, which I don't think should be the case, because we don't get that, you know, mad at his point of views, then maybe, you know, this type of panel platform, you know, isn't this format may not be works best for his style of show. But if you watch Live and On Point, where he gets his own point across and does his own thing, where he's, you know, in charge of that show, you'll see more of J Doug. And there's a lot of Live and On Point shows on this channel, and you can also go find Live and On Point on Facebook as well. I think he has 2 pages. One is called Live and On Point News, and one is just called Live and On Point. So feel free to go follow J Doug's what he does there. You know what I'm saying? He's very hilarious, as you know. Schoolboy had to leave us already. We already went past the 3 hours. I think I'm still feeling a little residual of that chocolate I ate the other day, but I'm good. You know, Schoolboy, I don't know why I can't hear you even though you're not on mute. I don't know. Is your headset? You got to plug them shits in, bro.
There we go. Steph, get your ass out the bed, bro. What the fuck is you doing?
Bro, I'm out of town, bro. Let me enjoy my little stay. All right.
Nigga
I
at the
got somewhere to be.
Airbnb.
Yeah. Let me enjoy my thing.
I ain't going front.
In the resort shit.
I ain't going front. I can't stand when I see people go live on Instagram with each other and they laying in bed though. That shit irks me. I'm like, yo, where the fuck?
Yeah, Steph a little bit too comfortable, man. Turn that nigga's camera off.
Listen,
man.
I did my run around. Y'all seen me doing my run around. I'm gonna chill for a second. Goddamn.
All right, hold on. My nigga works and said, Logic, keep reading the back and forths. Saying don't read the back and forths.
All right, yo, family, I really got to get out of here.
Oh, salute. Welcome back. You know what I mean? We'll see you Monday. For the rest of the month, aka the rest of this season 1, we're gonna do Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Give people a chance to drum up stories and do different things. But at the same time, you know, we're gonna come back Monday through Friday strong. Soon at the top of October, and we're gonna start season 2. And things are going to be slightly different. It's going to be the same thing you used to, but, you know, aesthetically, it's going to look a little different. And we're going to just keep it coming, and we're going to have a few more people as panelists. Brooklyn Honcho says, Logic, can me up next week. That's a bet. I got you next week for sure. Next week, I got you for sure. King So says, on some real, Honcho, that new Conway, the Machine, and MC8 Honcho is fire. He says, I know. And Workson is laughing. And Workson, you need to cam up sometimes, man. You got some classic rants. If anybody sees his name in the chat, go subscribe to his page because he likes to rant and then he'll erase the rant. But the rants to me are always hilarious. They're always these stories from these anecdotes from his childhood or even some he's going through recently. And to me, they're always real authentic and funny and informative. So subscribe to Workson's page. And when he's not doing that, he's making beats. So he also has a lot of dope beats as well. Miss Ravioli says, I'll do a show with Steph. And yeah, that'll be what's up. And Lord Vell in the league says, peace to Schoolboy. Peace to you, Lord Vell. You know what I mean? So once again, we already went past the 3-hour mark. We love hanging out with y'all, but we will be back on Monday. And of course, this weekend, make sure you catch Straight Up in the Morning. You know, our Baltimore crew getting it in. Baltimore/New York crew right there. So Straight Up
looking fine as hell. Go ahead.
Salute to C Dot. Salute to J58 and Twan Cass, the members of the Straight Up in the Morning crew that we have doing the weekend morning shows. And we can't thank you guys enough for being in the chat. That's why we read all the chats as much as possible. You know what I mean? So as you know, we're gonna go to some music as we, you know, cam down. And everybody have a great weekend. And this has been the Morning Rant.
Grand Rising, Grand Biscuits, Magic Wand waving Grand Wizards. If my man 100 grand and a grand missing, I got 99 problems, what's the damn difference? Listen, on my unborn grandkids, you know a nigga grown when a band is a bandage and the band keeps playing when you on a Titanic and your home network can't handle the bandwidth life's a damn bitch. Still love her though, raw sex pulling off the rubber slow, rubber dub, that's a dry rub on the roast. Smells like burnt toast, you know I gotta Grand Rising, Grand Biscuits, Magic Wand waving Grand Wizards. If you my man 100 grand and a grand missing, I got 99 problems, what's the damn difference? Listen, on my unborn grandkids, you know a nigga grown when a band is a bandage and the band keeps playing when you on a Titanic and your home network can't handle the bandwidth life's a damn bitch. Still love her though, raw sex pulling off the rubber slow, rubber dub, that's a dry rub on the roast. Smells like burnt toast, you know I got a serious stroke. Periods broke like the levees. Flow on the mic kinda heavy. Got enough sauce for the spaghetti. Red hot chili pepper, order water under the bridge. I forgive niggas for wanting to live. I ain't mad at ya, I ain't the mad rapper, just a mad dapper damn rather. Shimmy y'all like a capper. Somebody tell Boozy that I'm batter. Vanilla extract in a batter. I ain't playing patty cake. I mean, how many patty pies can daddy bake? Mad I gotta save a slice for Sally Mae. May the odds ever be forever in your favor. Forever and a whole day later. Day to day, day traders. Daylight come for slave labor. Labor Day, labor pains getting paid straight up. Grand Rising, Grand Canyon, grandfather clock, grandstanding. You lucky if you got grandparents. Shit is Operation Grand Clearance. It's clandestine. Magazine, glam essence. 120 plan lessons from the ancestors. Fan blessings, hand-in-hand, hand gestures, jam sessions, children asking damn questions, watching cartoons and wrestling. Grand Rising, Grand Central, Freemasons at the Grand Temple. All praises to the audacious, all-seeing eye, all patient. Call waiting for the hookup, cook up salt fish, just crooked how the poor get rewarded with more risk. Fried dumpling, daily bread, top of the morning, getting daily head. Taking diabetic daily meds, sugar-free jelly spread. Crown Jewel got a heavy head. You got a headache from the Reggie Reg. Grand Rise, 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 Grand Rise,
Cactus Jack, you love mankind. Yeah, black bodies in the water, in the place where it cannot float. White folks looking at me like you can't get in my boat. Get in my boat. Black bodies in the water, in a place where it cannot float. White folks looking at us like you can't get in my boat. Get in my boat. Mankind, as much as I gave to you, cause if you gave as much as I gave to you, cause if you gave as much as I gave to you, 40 acres in the mule, 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 40 acres in the mule. 40 acres is a new bitch, we talking reparations. Like trick, you gon' pay me. Like trick, you gon' pay me. Talking reparations. Like trick, you gon' crazy. Like trick, you gon' crazy.
You know your deficit is decadent. Poor souls, you were never rich. Unseasoned, uneven. Odds are you done bleeding. You've only one cheating, is the sun season. Melanated love bug Starsky, wild style wildlife safari, manual labor party, party affiliations, lobbyist litigation, ungodly, God body divinations, divine non-deliberations, deliver us from Satan, expedited, deliver us from waiting, it's overdue, deliver us a payment, cash on delivery, delivered to the last of a living breed. How much? Enough to last till infinity. The question that I ask of my enemy, remember me?
If you gave as much as I gave to you, cause if you gave as much as I gave to you, 40 acres in the mule, 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 bitch, we talking reparations. Like trick, you gon' pay me. Like trick, you gon' pay me. Talking reparations. Like trick, you gon' crazy. Like trick, you gon' crazy. Yo, fluid as the sweat on my brow. I was riding the wave, just another head in the crowd. Hesitant, slave to the regiment, off lettuce, head in the clouds. Brand new testaments, medicine vows, sedatives for the predicate felons involved in drug peddling. In 1 week, they make less than 1,000, but put their lives on the line. They mind state like grind all the time, fine dine, fuck whining. Bust guns, fuck thotties, hug blocks, bust shotties, fuck cops. One time try and stop me, but I ain't dying, I ain't trying to hear why I do this, or why I'm firing this 9 at you kids. Why I'm wildin', why my mind is ruthless. Why I'm crying while I ride the stupids. It's something you did. You just gave me mine, but you did. As much as I gave to you, cause if you gave as much as I Like, Drake, you gon' pay me all the reparations. Like, Drake, you gon' crazy. Like, Drake, you gon' crazy.
Hey, yo, you can catch me riding through the town as it slowly morphs. Old Brooklyn, every corner got that holy cross. Slow motion intersections, later ladies cross. Salute, they came before. Knew you from baby drawers. There's new money on the block. I see Mercedes, Porsche, a couple regulars, but these niggas high level developers. Fuck your offers, come at you sideways. No level up, I'm copping me some property. You're probably some poppy seed farms. Like fuck it, y'all, I need me a side hustle. Sell bagels to Jews, cable to Fox News. Look who's coming to dinner, where everyone's got a seat at the table, but not you. Word to Shirley, baby. Reverse the spell, trying to turn me crazy. I'm getting out, yeah, I'm buying in. I'm selling out, going roll, going try my hands. Bitch, better try again.
They asked John, why your fucking skin so light? Cause Pops raped Mom by the shed one night. And my mom's was a slave and my Pops was white. Who thought black pussy was his goddamn right? Everybody say I look just like him. Same eyes, same nose, but I'm bright light skin. How could he disown me, knowing that he owned me? Plus I got a sister too, see I ain't the only. Tragic mulatto, that's a horse and a donkey. That ain't me, I'm a nigga in a honky. I ain't got a lot, but I got a pot to piss in. Plates is for the boogers, pans is for the shitting. When they eating is the only time I'm grinning. And when they hurling, that's the only time I'm winning. Took a pistol from my Pops, gave that shit to my man. Now we got him a gun, and he got him a plan.
Mankind.
Yo. I was working in the field for the boss, and I swore I saw a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse?
I swear that Jehovah on the cross. I really seen a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse? Well, this might feel a boss with remorse, but I think I saw a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse?
I wasn't even sipping on the sauce, and I swore I saw a nigga on a horse. A nigga on a horse. Check. Yo, about to dive off the deep end. Black jockeys trying to win the Preakness. Yeah, I'm seeing sounds, this is synesthesia. A little reefer, a little pizza. Napoleon complexes, Little Caesars. From the pits of Giza to where the pizza leans. Lady Gaga, little monsters. Zombies bleeding, deceased carcasses. Chopped up so it's easy to eat, like read 'em and weep. Bet on that like the Belmont. Cell block hell, Mattel props. Van Gogh leaving them shell-shot black jockeys. Trying to win Kentucky derbies. That's the charm fucking early. Crack of dawn, orange juice trying to duck the scurvy. Otherworldly, no alarm clock. Yup, I'm up as soon as the sun alerts me. Like, here comes the sun. Here comes the #1 gunners on the block. Mankind 101, son of none other than the mother son. All the time like the horse. All I think run and run. That and only if I had another gun. They divide, make it back. They could add, they subtract. Took my life, I'm just trying to take it back. What is love? What the fuck is love?
Mankind. Yo, heard they trying to get a clue, cause the clan can't scout me. I ride like the wind to the end of the county. Somebody told me that they saw my picture with a bounty. I told them that the eagle and the hawk, them surround me. By the blood of God, bloodhounds never found me. Now I'm a wolf and my wolf pack rowdy. How at the moon, devour and consume. Get a gut feeling when your bowels start to move. What a rush, legion of doom. Doomsday preaching at noon. Prophesy since the seed in the womb. It's a heaven's plate wedding day. Dynamite sticks in the wedding cake. Got a lit fuse about to detonate. Let us pray in war paint. Red in my eyes, determined to live. Live free, ready to die. Mankind. I was working in the field for the boss, and I swore I saw a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse?
I swear that Jehovah on the cross. I really seen a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse? Well, this might feel a boss with remorse, but I think I saw a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse?
I wasn't even sipping on the sauce, and I swore I saw a nigga on a horse.
A nigga on a horse?
nigga on a horse, nigga on an elephant, nigga winning wars, nigga in a roadster, nigga in a Porsche, nigga in a spaceship, nigga with the force, a nigga with a pen beat, a nigga with a sword, a nigga with an attitude, nigga with awards. One thing I ain't is a nigga with a boss, so I smile every time my niggas up in the source, mankind.
A body's always dropping, and all our babies watching. They chase him down and blocked him off and lodged him while they shot him. First they chased us down, locked us up, the profit off of cotton. And they chased us down, hung us up, and smiled while someone shot it. The universe is listening, but the devil's always plotting. So your prayers ain't loud enough because he only talks in violence. A secret code of silence that they use to maintain dominance. Those votes don't come with bullets, so tell Biden, fuck up out it. If a nigga take your chain, you go kill him. In the streets, that's crystal clear. Massa put them chains on you, give you 100 years. The heaviest chains be the ones that you can see there. The ice so cold, blind your third eyes, optics, American pie a la mode, yeah, everybody's riding. They shot him on his couch while he was eating Haagen-Dazs. They even shot her in her sleep, and she was out there saving lives. They shot Tamir for playing, he shot them just for praying. Then the cops went out and copped them Burger King with extra fries. The cops the KKK and they ain't even trying to hide.
I went and copped the big AK and then I got it supersized. I grabbed my vest up off the dresser, laced my boots up extra tight, kissed my wife and hold my daughter, hope I make it through the night. But if I don't, won't go out bleeding, I'll go out squeezing. Just like Gavin Long and Micah X, they both have valid reasons. When you shackled in the pressure, color justified your death. They yelling at you, stop resisting with their knee inside your neck. And that's just some shit that I'm supposed to sit back and accept. Fuck a check, ain't no rest until I get that cracker's head, nigga.
Blast that gat in your mouth. The Klan no longer just wears white hoods and white sheets, but now the Klan wears black robes and sits on the judge's bench to rule from the courtroom. The Klan now wears blue uniform, carries a badge or a shield and a legal quote-unquote weapon. 2 or 3 brothers so bad, I'm blind, I'm crip. Damn white men come, you throw the guns under the damn car, throw the damn guns in the bushes.
This is just over $32,000. This is exactly how much.
I don't never read about no drive-bys at the police station. I never heard of you shooting at the police station and busting on a cracker while they eat Dunkin' Donuts. But you'll kill your own.
The sky, the sun, the moon, move soul to soul eternally. This meant to be, man, boy. So what you gonna do? 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 Man, boy. So what you gonna do? 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 Man, boy. I were I, you were you. We were the sky, the sun, the moon, move soul to soul eternally. This meant to be, man, boy. So what you gonna do? 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 Man, boy. So what you gonna do? 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 Man, boy.
Is this shit a lyric, or is it just my spirit speaking out loud proudly so everyone can hear him? He really speaks gently, except the times he tempts me, makes me do bad things. It drains me till I'm empty. You probably don't believe me. Wish I could take a pic of this drunk scuzzy motherfucker jacking off his dick, screaming in my ear, yelling, "You ain't shit. You never gonna make a nigga. You should just quit." I'm my biggest obstacle, or y'all don't exist. Like the M. Night Shyamalan fly. What the twist? Mr. Invincible, Mr. Inhuman, Mr. Ingenious really thinks that he's stupid and vulnerable and lonely. Most of the time he's home trying to figure out what's going on inside his dome piece. Spiritually dying, the pariah live inside him. Nobody ever calls him, even you don't like him. Semi-suicidal, emotions like a tidal wave. Bipolar first, he fit the noose, then it all behave. Infinite last days, eternal pathway. It leads him where he started, so he only goes halfway. He can't go forward and he can't go backward. He's trapped most days, I wonder why I started rapping. Oops, I mean he. It's definitely not me that I'm talking about on this brand new CD. Confessions of a shattered dreamer, sexaholic, scheming, deviant, and true believer, and always so what you're reaping. We could reap the benefits of we could reap a Benedict Arnold in our thoughts that leave us lost and trembling. Eye against eye, third eye versus the mind for the title belt. In a ladder match, watch me climb. Bipolar chromosome, zoning on his own. Holocron to his dome. Since parochial school, I've been used up. Misconfused mud. I choose recluse, stay loose in the comatorium. Every talker. Slowly vodka, stole my art, stole my comfort. There's nothing makes sense now, I'm totally bonkers. Off my rocker, bouncing off the walls in my mom's apartment. It ain't my fault that I lost and I can't absorb it. Lay it dormant, no dormant, for the portion. I'm anonymous, oh my God, I'm normal, fully formed, regressing. Mine and ease me stressing. God bees the devil, he strikes me with blessings. And like a bitch that curses, I'm in war like Xerxes. Trying my best not to hurt me. Depression, empty rhetoric, no, it barely speaks. It hides behind a smile and fear that you say we weak. I sip my tears and liquor, I drown my time in ink. Caged in reality, only thing that free is the dream. Fuck the dream royally, cause it bought me, turned my cousin on me. But if he turned on me, that means he was never for me. This loyalty, nigga shape shifting like more for me. How can I trust the same motherfuckers walked in the door of me? Spoiled and poisoned him, he's entitled, that's how it always be. What makes it worse is that we family. So with Thanksgiving, I'm paranoid, he pissing in the pot of greens. He bring my platey pipe, spit inside my mac and cheese. We throwing Loki, Megatron, and Starscream. Never was jealous of you, did you wanna be me? You let your pride get in way of our dream. This is not who we supposed to be. Trapped, switch sides on me, let niggas ride on me. Gave him a second chance, he let him ride on me. How you a grown man playing three sides on me? How wife you wear the pants and you with knee highs on me? I hope you play the song for your daughter so that she know she really should call her daddy your mommy cause you a hoe. All them disappearing acts and a couple thousand you stole. So get you more spooked out when you're these streets did more, but she was lying, nigga. That ain't a dick, nigga. You a broad, so there had to be a click, nigga. You make me sick, nigga. Suck my dick, nigga. And when I see you, I'ma punch you in your shit, nigga. See, the thing about dreams is I'ma die for they shit. The thing about me is I kill for my shit. The pain separates the warriors from the men. Are you gon' brawl till you fall or cook a cry like a bitch? These scars represent everywhere that I've been. Double XL post broke with the ball, slept on the 6. So everything I left will never see me again. You only get half a ball, suck my dick. Man.
Black days coming soon, nigga. Get ready.
Intensity may be more than some wish to be exposed to.
Got a heart cold as gazpacho, pink furs like Lotso, hug and kiss with a dick long as the hot dog at Costco. Growl it like Nacho Picasso, but I don't box though. Just told the roster to turn beef into sloppy joes. Nah, I'm blind, I don't shoot niggas, but the deadline was cold. Drum rockin' gorillas, so drive and slow down this wind and roll. Live live, die by the motto, that's the survival code. All who don't abide by it, swallow whole in this life is home. Project Dynamo, Simon Phoenix out the cryo zone. Be like, yo, you got it, bro. To hit niggas with body blows. Sneak niggas, watching Twin Peaks with Mystique, nigga. She asked me who the shit chick to. I told her deuces, crew a busy geek. I was banned from the bad bitches. Fire burn so pure in my heart, bro, I just had to hit him. X fell off, then tell me why none of y'all still ain't fucking with him. Blackballed him before, this time y'all gon' have to kill. You ain't met a motherfucker that could kill a motherfucker like that crazy motherfucker named Mr. Motherfucker. You ain't met a motherfucker that could kill a motherfucker like that crazy motherfucker named Mr. Motherfucker. You ain't met a motherfucker that could kill a motherfucker like that crazy motherfucker named Mr. Motherfucker. You ain't met a motherfucker that could kill a motherfucker like that crazy motherfucker named Mr. Motherfucker. Bow wow, bitch, I'm on some dog shit. Wrapped up, hit 3 times, the 4th I skinny dip. Hit my bitch raw, that's my HIV test. If she ain't got it, I ain't got it. I won't hear nothing less, I guess. Cancel Mike, bitch, you got to cancel Elvis too. R. Kelly can ride rotten hell, but this music too good to mute. Oops, telling me no more ignition while I'm dancing, but then I'm supposed to stand for the fucking national anthem. Suck a dick and get a clue. Good reparations is due. A bunch of knuckle dragging coons rocking the Gucci fabric news. Fuck Prada, Burberry, fuck Louis Vuitton too. They ain't do nothing racist, but that's just in case they do. Shackles all inside of my mind. I had to break them off. Cowardice can only survive if you don't shake it off. Let's rap in New York. Y'all should just admit y'all need me. Got a problem, don't tweet me, niggas. See me when you see me, motherfucker.
With this needle, I Dr. Depression. She'll end that squire forever. What are you laughing for, bitch? You don't get to laugh. Only I laugh. I'm Dr. Depression. Let's kill this thing. Oh, God, no!
It's the motherfucking Esquire, text, fire, German lager, ayahuasca, juice, thunder, lager, ashwagandha, in Wakanda, with Lupita, tiger bomb. Call me Saya, sayonara, sake bomb. Sloppy seconds, it's still west, so I'ma try a Adderall. Super Saiyan dick, long as shit wrong. Bitch, I should've been on. Bitch, you should've been gone. Proton, cannons, guns, long as big show. Fat white bitch, let me suck her tits and kinfolk, nigga.
Most
I'm on fire right now, fuck nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition, inner visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be damned if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with that hoe. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I roll gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky close. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I popped the rhino, then she swallowed like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like Tyclos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is a shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Fofo throws in 2 hoes, loopholes out with pool holes. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat, two-tone. School old parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's worth the gauchos.
You